It's one of these.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get started. If we can find our seats, silence our cell phones. Thank you, Laverne. Again, find your seats, silence your cell phones. Please close the back door, side door. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you to everyone who's helped so far. I thought I had the biggest mouth in City Hall. Anyway, good evening, everyone. We are on the record. Today is Wednesday, the 10th day of June in the year 2026. This is a regular meeting of the Jersey City Municipal Council. Excuse me, we had a scheduled 6 p.m. start. The clock on my cell phone is showing 6:07 p.m. May we have a roll call for the commencement of this meeting? Councilperson Brooks.
Present.
Councilperson Zupa.
Present.
Councilperson Efros.
Present.
Councilperson Little.
Present.
Councilperson Gilmore. Councilperson Singh.
I'm here.
Councilperson Griffin. Not here yet. Councilperson Labarro.
Here.
Council President Ridley.
Here.
Okay, we have 8 council members present at 6:07 p.m. Can we kindly rise for a moment of silence, please?
Tyson Haley and Jasper Walker.
Donald Lyons, uncle of our Assistant BA, Kevin Lyons. Arbati Margaret Singh, aunt of former Ward B Councilman Chico Ramshal. And Edgar Abasamis, Jersey City resident of Heights.
We salute the flag. Pledge allegiance
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under
under
God,
God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Council President Ridley and the members of the Municipal Council, in accordance with New Jersey Public Laws of 1975, Chapter 231, the Open Public Meetings Act, also known as the Sunshine Law, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by the posting on the bulletin board of the first floor of City Hall, the annual notice, which is the schedule of meetings and caucuses for the Municipal Council for the calendar year 2026, and filed in the office of the City Clerk on Tuesday, November 25th, 2025. In addition, at its time of its preparation, the agenda of this meeting was similarly disseminated on Friday, June 5th, 2026, at 9:30 p.m. to the Mayor, Municipal Council, Business Administrator, Corporation Council, and the newspapers, and posted on the city's website, so I can certify as to our total compliance with the Sunshine Law. Council members, before we go on to our regularly scheduled agenda, there are a few late items that we did discuss that were going to be added at the caucus. There's 3 late items. First item is item 10.46, City Resolution 26-360. It's a resolution authorizing the waiver of 20-day waiting period pursuant to NJSA 40:69A-181B for ordinance 26-032, an enabling ordinance of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City, amending Chapter 122-2, Public Assemblies, Permission Required Hours and Conditions of Operations to change the permit hours during the 2026 FIFA World Cup for related events. Next, item 10.47, Resolution 26-361 is a resolution authorizing an RFP using competitive contracting to solicit automated parking enforcement technology and services as a concession. And last but not least, item 10.48, City Resolution 26-362 is a resolution of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City calling for the devisement from Citizens Bank. With that being said, may I have a motion to add items 10.46, 47, and 48 to the agenda?
Sean, Sean, before we take the motion, can we just have the administration speak further on 10.47? Because I know we have another resolution related to that, so I just want to make sure that the public is clear in case anyone is here to speak.
Okay.
Hi, good evening. All right, so this is for 10.47 resolution. While preparing for tonight's council meeting, the mayor's office identified a donation to the mayor and the majority of the council members from an automotive executive that was not appropriately disclosed by the vendor during the city's pay-to-play vetting process. Tonight, we are pulling the current resolution authorizing the camera-assisted parking enforcement program and submitting one for a request for proposal to ensure a fair and open bidding process. We are committed to rebuilding trust with the public through transparency and honesty, even if it means taking more time on important initiatives.
Thank you. I think you had a motion from.
Okay, council members, so I need a motion to add items 10.46, 47, and 48 to the agenda. May I have a motion?
Motion to add those agenda items, Sean.
Say again?
Motion to add those agenda items.
Thank you. By Councilperson Brooks. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilperson Efros. On the motion to add items 10.46, 47, and 48 to the agenda, Councilperson Brooks.
Aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh. Councilperson Griffin, I'm going to record you present at 6:13 p.m. So we now have all 9 council members present. And your vote to add items 10.46, 47, and 48 to the agenda.
Aye.
Councilperson Lavarro
Aye.
and Council President Ridley.
Aye.
Motion carries 9-0 to add items 10.46, 47, and 48 to the agenda. On to our first reading ordinances. We have 16 of them, so I do have to read them all into the record, so bear with me. Item 3.1, City Ordinance 26-033, is an ordinance to exceed the calendar year 2026 municipal budget appropriation limits to establish a cap bank, NJSA 48:4-45.14. Item 3.2, City Ordinance 26-034, is an ordinance amending Chapter 3, Administration of Government, Article 10, Department of Housing, Economic Development and Commerce, Section 3-82.8, Community Service Block Grant Board, increasing the board membership and revising powers. Item 3.3, City Ordinance 26-035 is an ordinance amending Chapter 23, Municipal Court, Section 23-7, Judges' Salaries, Vacation Leaves, and Other Benefits. Item 3.4, City Ordinance 26-036 is an ordinance of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City amending Chapter 73, Women's Advisory Board of the Jersey City Municipal, of the City of Jersey City, excuse me. Item 3.5, City Ordinance 26-037 is an ordinance amending Chapter 84, Alcoholic Beverages and Cannabis, Article 1, Plenary Retail Consumption and Distribution Licenses, temporarily enlarging permissible hours of operation during the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Item 3.6, Ordinance 26-038 is an ordinance of the City of Jersey City Municipal Council supplementing Chapter 90, Animals, Article 3, Dogs and Other Animals, establishing a ban on breeding and the sale of dogs, cats, and rabbits. Item 3.7, City Ordinance 26-039 is an ordinance of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City amending Chapter A 350, Rules of Order of the Jersey City Code to establish the 12th day prior to caucus meeting as the deadline for distribution of the Municipal Council meeting agenda. Item 3.8, City Ordinance 26-040 is an ordinance of the City of Jersey City and the County of Hudson, New Jersey, approving the contribution of a portion of the annual service charges paid to the City of Jersey City pursuant to the financial agreements entered in by the City of Jersey City into the city's education infrastructure capital account. Item 3.9, City Ordinance 26-041 is an ordinance authorizing the making of various public improvements and acquisition in, by, and for the city, appropriating therefore the sum of $9,598,590 and providing that such sum so appropriated shall be raised from the capital fund balance of the city. Item 3.10, City Resolution 26-042 is an ordinance of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City establishing Chapter 346 Youth Liaison Council of the Jersey City Municipal Code, creating the Jersey City Youth Liaison Council. Item 3.11, City Ordinance 26-043 is an ordinance of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City, County of Hudson, State of New Jersey, amending, supplementing Chapter 3 Administration of Government, Article 14, Department of Law of the Jersey City Municipal Code to establish the position of legislative counsel to the municipal council and to clarify respective roles of corporation counsel and legislative counsel. Item 3.12, City Ordinance 26-044 is an ordinance establishing local standards and public transparency requirements for the Jersey City's municipal ward redistricting process, including requirements related to compactness, communities of interest, public hearings, alternative map review, and written explanations supporting adopted ward maps. Item 3.13, City Ordinance 26-045 is an ordinance approving a 30-year tax exemption for Garfield Phase 1A Urban Renewal LLC located at Block 21501.01, Lot 1 pursuant to the long-term tax exemption law NJSA 40A:20-1 exec involving a redevelopment project that shall include 43 affordable housing units at or below 50% AMI. Item 3.14, City Ordinance 26-046 is an ordinance approving a 30-year tax exemption for Garfield Phase 1B Urban Renewal LLC located at Block 21501.02, Lot 1.01 pursuant to the long-term tax exemption law NJSA 40A:20-1 exec involving a redevelopment project that shall include 59 affordable housing units at or below 50% AMI. Item 3.15, City Ordinance 26-047 is an enabling ordinance amending Chapter 296 Streets, Sidewalks, and Public Rights-of-Way, Article 7, Sidewalk Cafes and Sidewalk Sales, temporarily enlarging permissible hours of operation during the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And last but not least, item 3.16, City Ordinance 26-048 is an ordinance authorizing the City of Jersey City to renew the lease for Brunswick Community Garden, sponsored by Jersey City Community Gardening, Inc., for the use of Block 9905, Lots 8 and 9, more commonly known as 174-176 Brunswick Street. Council members are going to be taking a vote on introduction for items 3.1 through 3.16. Councilperson Brooks.
Aye for introduction on all.
Councilperson Zupa.
I'm going to vote aye for introduction. Just want to make a couple of notes, though, and ask Corporation Council on 3.5, which is the amendment for hours for bars and restaurants. The administration has pledged to work with me on potentially lowering the amount of money being charged. We don't want to charge businesses $100 a day to operate. We want them to thrive and benefit from FIFA. We're changing the amount. Say that instead of a daily fee, there's a one-time administrative fee. Would that constitute a material change?
If you're reducing the fee, that wouldn't be substantial. If you increased it significantly, it could be. But if you're planning to reduce it, then I don't anticipate any concerns.
Okay, so just again, noting for the record that thank the administration for working with us on that. And on 312, I know there were comments. I didn't yet receive the, you may have sent it, but I didn't see it, the memo to Councilman Gilmore's office about the board map redistricting process. I'll just see if I can take a look at that. And I said I would speak to council people, Griffin and Gilmore on that in the next 2 weeks. And I know I'm sure a lot of people are here to talk about the proposed pilots. I just want to say briefly that, because I know there's no second reading public comment on it, that if you're a homeowner in Jersey City, you may feel concerned about when you hear the word pilot. But that's because pilots have been political fodder for so long in our city. But in reality, if you're a homeowner and the city gets more in money from pilots, the tax benefit to you is better as well. And I saw some numbers posted online about the projected income to the city, and it's astronomically higher for the city if these pilots than if we were to get conventional taxes. Just want everyone to keep those in mind.
Vote.
Thank you. Councilperson Efros.
I'm voting aye for introduction on all, and just want to say on items 3.13 and 3.14, I have a lot of questions as this is the first real pilot that is coming before this council, and working with community organizations and activists to really scrutinize this and make sure we're all doing everything we possibly can to understand that this is the best deal possible, if it is. So I vote aye for introduction. In the next weeks, our council office will be making sure no stone is unturned here.
Councilperson Little.
I'm going to vote aye for introduction on all. Similarly, I'm going to note that on 3.11, I've been informed that the administration and the council president and certain other council members are going to be having ongoing dialogue over the next 2 weeks to determine the best way for the city council to have independent legal advice, and what that final solution, the final outcome of that looks like may match this ordinance or it may not. And I'm open to hearing them out, hearing that discussion, but as a vote of confidence in the council president's initiative to have independent legal counsel for the city council, I'm going to vote aye for introduction. And then again, for the pilots, we were given a very detailed presentation of this project. We had the opportunity to ask additional questions, and am still receiving some follow-up on those. But from what I know at this point, this seems like a project that on its merits is a good deal for the city. Will get us those really deeply affordable units that we're seeking to build, and is a project that would not be able to be built if it were not for the pilot agreement. So I vote aye for introduction on all. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye for introduction.
Councilperson Singh.
I vote aye for introduction for all. And for item number 3.13, I want to say that one of the things we have been pretty clear about, that we want people or families to call Jersey City their forever home. And this project will have 104 families living there for years to come, and they can call Jersey City forever home. And there are so many things we talked about. We were also concerned because as the new administration, we are trying to make sure that we can get the best deal possible. But if any of you have any concern, any question, please reach out to us privately, and we will love to get involved and answer your questions. And thank you.
Thank you, Councilperson Griffin.
I vote aye. And when it comes to the pilot, I've been an advocate for affordable housing in my community for years. I actually worked to bring 55% affordable housing to my community. So affordable housing being built, I believe, is a good thing. I would like to see bigger percentages, but that's what I have to say. And I vote aye on all.
Thank you, Councilperson Navarro.
I'm going to be voting aye for introduction. On 3.13 and 14, the tax abatements. For the record, if those were listening to me on the campaign trail, I was unequivocally in support of using tax abatements for the right reason, which is to incentivize affordable housing development in a city that's in an affordable housing crisis. And so what I want to say just quickly is just that this project acknowledge what the project gets right, and there's real affordability here. There's 102 affordable units that are being proposed, 20% of the units, 50% of median income or below, including units renting under $700. And that's meaningful affordable housing. There's family housing, not just studios. And there are other public benefits, the new public park and the Morris Canal Greenway. But there is the concern that's always been with tax abatements. And that's that while the city may get more money, and for Jersey City taxpayers on the city side of the bill, there's also the Jersey City Public Schools, and the county gets 5%, and the Jersey City Public Schools gets 0 traditionally. But in this one, if we pass the companion ordinance that's part of this agenda as well, the schools will get 10%. And that's up for discussion and negotiation moving forward. And I will be looking at those numbers more closely. For me, there's still some missing information, and I've been requesting that, and I'm going to continue to do that to make sure that the numbers pencil out, not just for the developer, but pencil out for the people of Jersey City. And so before we get to the second and final vote, the administration has been working with me to provide the information, and I look forward to continuing to work with them to be able to get the information to be able to make an informed judgment on this. I vote aye for introduction and all.
Council President Ridley.
I vote aye for all. I want to thank the council for standing firm on what we decided via resolution a few meetings back to make sure that we investigate acquiring legislative counsel for the council office. And we look forward to continuing that conversation between first and second read. I want to thank our corporation counsel for being open to that discussion and for giving advice on both sides of that argument, and for even going as far as speaking with corporation counsels in other cities who have this set up currently. So I appreciate the administration's willingness to have this conversation, and I look forward to our conversations between first and second read. I vote aye for all.
Council members, before I tally the vote, I believe our business administrator would just like to address you all.
Hello again. Just to elaborate a little bit on 3.11, the administration has been engaging with council members over the course of the last week about the legal concerns brought up by Corporation Counsel Sarah Levine in relation to the ordinance for first reading. As previously explained by Corporation Counsel, other municipalities have proposed similar ordinances which have been repeatedly challenged and deemed unconstitutional by New Jersey courts. As currently proposed, we anticipate this proposal will result in costly legal challenges to the city. The administration is in full agreement with the end goal of getting the council access to independent legal advice, but shares the concern of the Corp Council and many of the members that there are serious legal issues with the current ordinance. We are glad that the council, spearheaded by Council President Ridley, has agreed to form a 3-member working group that will partner with the members of the law department and administration staff to explore alternative legislation. It is our understanding that the 3 council members participating in the working group will be Council President Ridley, Councilman Zupa, and another council member that the council president would like to put forward for this group. The aim of the working group will be to put forward the alternative legislation on either the next council meeting, June 24th, or the July meeting, July 15th. We look forward to working with the council to find a mutually agreeable solution.
Okay. With that being said, items 3.1 through 3.16 are introduced unanimously 9-0. Okay, council members, well, I'm going to turn it over to the council president because I believe we have a special presentation and we have a very special guest in the house, our 50th mayor of the city of Jersey City, James Solomon.
Well, first of all, welcome, Mayor, to the council meeting. I know you're very familiar.
Do you miss being here?
But we have the
Just,
Jersey.
just so everybody at home knows what he said, he shook his head. He does not miss being.
You couldn't let him live with that one. So-
I could not. I mean, come on.
But we do have our Jersey City Theater Company here with us. I'm going to turn it over to Councilman Lavaro to say a few words about what's going on here tonight and some of the events and things that they have going on over there. And we just wanted to take a second to recognize some of our visitors from all over the world.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Council President. Good evening and welcome. Now we get to the fun part of the evening. On behalf of the entire Jersey City Council, it's my honor to welcome the artists and guests of the 2026 Voices International Festival to City Hall. Please, let's give them all a round of applause. We have at least 35 visitors with us tonight from Korea, Armenia, South Africa, Poland, Argentina, Spain, and England. And there are many more participating in the festival. And to our friends from Korea, who I believe are making up the largest delegation, a special welcome to all of you. I also want to recognize Olga Levina, executive producer of the Jersey City Theater Center, who brings the world here to Jersey City. Yes, give her a huge round of applause. Her vision brought this festival to life and brought all of you here to us. Olga, thank you for everything you do to make Jersey City a true home for the arts. Jersey City is one of the most diverse cities in the entire United States. On any given block, here you'll hear a dozen languages and meet families where roots reach every continent. That's not a footnote to who we are, it is exactly who we are. And it's exactly why this city is the right home for a festival built on global voices. So to our visitors, and some of you brought gifts, and I want to say thank you, but all I have are words of welcome. Thank you for traveling so far to share your art and your talent with us. You honor Jersey City, and we are very grateful. Welcome to City Hall. We are glad you are here with us today and for the remainder of the festival. Thank you all. Yeah, and now I'd like to ask the mayor to say a few words, if you would, to welcome our guests here.
Thank you, council, for welcoming me here. Mamta, to answer Councilwoman Singh, to answer your question. I never got to serve on the council with you. So, you know, now I know how it would be back every time. If I,
Mayor, does it feel weird to be on that side facing us?
It does. It's been a long time.
Sean, start the timer.
I want, yeah, exactly. I appreciate that. I want to just welcome Jersey City Theater Center and the artists who are here. Can we give them another round of applause? I think Councilman Lavaro really expressed it very well, but we take such great pride in being America's most diverse city. And now we have folks coming from, you know, a dozen countries, 35 artists, really internationally and world renowned, you know, actors and other performers to be able to bring their showcase their talents here in Jersey City. So we're just extraordinarily excited for the Voices Festival, extraordinarily excited for you to be here. We hope you have an incredible experience, both showcasing your art as well as enjoying our city. I always say, everyone, if you're visiting, spend as much money as possible. So go to every store, every restaurant, please, as much as you can. But we really are very, very grateful for you to be here, and we can't wait to see you guys perform tomorrow and then go in the days after. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor. I invite Olga. I'd like to invite Olga up to provide some brief remarks, and thank you, Olga. I had an extraordinary experience at the kickoff, and it was great fun.
Olga, before you speak, I'm so sorry. If you can just spell your name for the record for our court reporter?
Yes. Olga, Olga, and my last name is Levina, Levina.
Thank you.
And it's a little bit uncomfortable, but thank you so much, City Council. Thank you so much, Council Rolando Lavara, for initiating this meeting. Thank you so much, Mayor Solomon, for greeting us, our guests, and thank you so much for crossing oceans to come to Jersey City, to come to the conference. It was a dream of mine as an immigrant, and I was born in Ukraine. So it was dream of mine to bring people together through the arts. And I would like to thank you, all of you residents of Jersey City, for voting for the arts during the most difficult time in 2020. And part of what we do is also funded by all of you. But today I would like to invite you to participate, to spread the word. We have so many free events. We are here as artists to tell the truth, to inspire, and to build bridges among cultures. And oh boy, we need to do this right now in these times in our world, right? So please participate. There's so many family events for children, some of them on the plaza, completely free for you. And guess what? Tomorrow we have professional conference, and we have from Brooklyn Academy of Music to St. Anne's Warehouse, all those big organizations that we're looking up to, they're crossing the river this way. So thank you. And now I would like to introduce someone from the Korean delegation. They would like to build bridges and make sure that we create partnerships between the new performing arts center in Korea that they just built and Jersey City Theater Center. So if I can welcome you to, and also just 1 second, I have to tell you that none of what I do happens without my partners and my team. So thank you so much, Tamik, for coming all the way from Poland. And thank you so much, Albert, for doing everything that you are doing for make it happen. So please.
You can just identify yourself for the record and spell your name.
제 이름은 정성영입니다. My name is 성영정 from Korea.
My name is Sylvia Kim. I'm translating what he's saying.
Can you spell that name for us?
SUNGYOUNG
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sylvia Kim, SYLVIAKIM.
Thank you.
안녕하십니까. 시장님, 시의원님, 그리고 참석해 주신 모든 분들께 감사드립니다.
My name is Sunyoung Jung, Director of Sihung Arts Center, and I am honored to be here today with our delegation from Sihung City, Republic of Korea.
저는 대한민국 시흥시 시흥 아트센터 관장 정성영입니다.
My name is Sungyoung Jung, Director of Sihung Arts Center, and 죄송 이거 한 거 아니야? 방금 제가 했는데. 그 다음 거.
시흥시장님을 대신하여 따뜻한 환대와 귀중한 만남의 자리를 마련해 주신 데 대해 진심으로 감사드립니다.
On behalf of Mayor of Sihung City, would like to express our sincere appreciation for your warm welcome and hospitality.
시흥시는 대한민국 수도권에 위치한 인구 약 60만의 성장 도시로 바이오 산업, 수변 개발, 문화 인프라 확충, 국제 교류를 중심으로 미래 발전을 추진하고 있습니다.
Siheung City is a rapidly growing city in the Seoul metropolitan area with a population of approximately 600,000 people. The city is pursuing future growth through biotechnology and waterfront development, cultural infrastructure, and international cooperation.
저지시티와 시흥시는 다양성, 혁신, 수면개발, 경제성장, 문화발전이라는 공통된 가치를 공유하고 있다고 생각합니다.
So I don't have it, but so Siheung City and Jersey City has very similar the style and the development, the stage where we are right now. So I think this will be an amazing opportunity because Jersey City, I'm a resident of Jersey City recently, so this is a great opportunity to explore all those industries, biotechnology and waterfront development and education as well, I believe. And so those are going to be great addition to work together collaborating.
2026년 11월 개관 예정인 시흥 아트센터는 새로운 문화 거점이자 국제 문화교류 플랫폼으로 조성되고 있습니다.
The Siheung Arts Center scheduled to officially open in November 2026 will serve as a new culture hub and an international platform for cultural exchange.
이번 만남이 저지시티와 시흥시 간 공식적인 협력 관계의 출발점이 되기를 바라며 문화예술, 지역경제, 투자 유치, 소상공인 지원, 수변 개발, 국제교류 분야에서 지속적인 협력을 기대합니다.
We hope this visit marks the beginning of the official partnership between Jersey City and Siheung City. We look forward to future cooperation in culture, economic development, investment attraction, local business support, waterfront revitalization, and international exchanges.
감사합니다.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Can we do one quick photo? Try to do that, yeah? If we'd love to bring everyone together with the mayor for a quick photo.
Yes, please.
People can stand in front of us.
Come in, on the side.
It's okay.
Act like y'all know each other. Hello, you got it. Yeah, you little chat, mate. Directed. Hey, Polito. Hey, Polito, can you let the real for thank you? There you go. My good side.
Airdrop, no, it's called airdrop.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's not the same. Yeah, he's a very good dancer. He has to come to dance. Thank you so much.
Come to the theater.
Or they just missed the fouls that should be called on them.
Oh, okay. All right. We still have business to conduct.
Motion.
Second, okay.
And you know what? We don't even know what they're motioning on, so. All right, if we can have everybody's attention.
Got some more business.
Alrighty. All right, council members, I believe we are going to make a motion to defer to two resolutions, items 10.5 and 10.6. Is that correct, Council President?
Correct.
All right. So may I have a motion to defer to items 10.5 and 10.6?
Motion.
Motion made by Councilperson Gilmore. May I have a second?
Second.
I'm going to give that second to Councilperson Lavaro. On the motion to defer to items 10.5 and 10.6, Councilperson Brooks.
Aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye.
Councilperson Griffin.
Aye.
Councilperson Lavaro.
Aye.
And Council President Ridley.
Aye.
Motion carries 9-0 to defer to items 10.5 and 10.6. So we'll do them in order. So we'll start with 10.5 and I'll turn it over to whomever council member has the fancy resolution to read into the record.
Well, I'll start it off and then we're all going to do a little reading here.
Oh,
If
okay,
Ariana-
great.
We're getting fancy here.
Yeah.
See, I said it's a fancy reso. Now it's a fancy broadcast. That's great.
Jersey City, this is a resolution recognizing Ishan Gupta, a seventh grade student at Frank R. Conwell Middle School for his outstanding accomplishments at the 2026 Scripps National Spelling Bee. Whereas the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City is proud to recognize young residents whose dedication, academic excellence, and perseverance bring distinction to our city. And whereas Ishan Gupta, a seventh grader at Frank R. Conwell Middle School number 4 in Jersey City, represented both his school and the city of Jersey City on the national stage at the 2026 Scripps National Spelling Bee. And whereas Ishan distinguished himself through extraordinary preparation, discipline, composure, and intellectual achievement, advancing to the final round and winning runner-up of one of the nation's most prestigious academic competitions.
Whereas 10 years old, Ishan also co-authored a book called Martian Miracle, Ishan and the Climate Crisis, highlighting his love of words and passion for reading from a young age. And whereas his accomplishments are a source of great pride for his family, classmates, teachers, school community, and all residents of Jersey City. And whereas Ishan's success reflects not only his remarkable talent and hard work, but also the strength of Jersey City's students, educators, and public schools.
Whereas by competing with excellence at the national level, Ishan Gupta has served as an inspiration to students throughout Jersey City and has demonstrated a value of scholarship, determination, civic, and pride. Whereas it is fitting and proper for the Municipal Council of Jersey City to pause in deliberation to honor Ishan Gupta for the exceptional achievement and to commend him for representing Jersey City with distinction. Now therefore be resolved by the Municipal Council of Jersey City that this body does hereby honor and recognize Ishan Gupta for the outstanding accomplishment at the 2026 National Spelling Bee.
Be it further resolved that the Municipal Council extends its sincere congratulations to Ishan Gupta, his family, the faculty and staff of Frank R. Conwell Middle School number 4, and all those who supported his success.
And be it further resolved that the municipal council expresses its appreciation for Ishan Gupta's exemplary representation of the city of Jersey City and wishes him continued success in all of his future academic and personal endeavors.
I always say this, we're going to clap again. We're going to vote on the resolution first. But he deserves double applause. On the resolution, Councilperson Brooks.
Aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
Congratulations. You make Jersey very proud. Thank you.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye, congratulations.
Councilperson Little.
Aye, congratulations.
Councilperson Gilmore.
I just want to say I'm extremely elated that you've done a great job. I was going to challenge you to a few words, being educational, but I'm gonna let you ride on this one. But continue to make us proud. I vote aye.
Councilperson Singh.
But I want to give credit to the parents. I've seen his mom working extremely hard for over a decade. And, as an immigrant, I want to tell you that I have been telling my son that how amazing this kid is doing and why am I not that parent so I'm using your name to make sure that my son can also make me, I mean, he's a good kid, but we can talk about it. But Ishan, congratulations. And parents, thank you so much for all the hard work. You should also get the credit.
Councilperson Griffin.
Congratulations to both the parents and the winner of and the spelling bee contestant. Great job. This should inspire your classmates and be ready for people to be looking up to you. Aye.
Councilperson Lavarro.
I just want to address Ishan directly. But before I do that, just after we vote and complete that, the mayor will share some remarks. And then Ishan, we would love to hear from you and your family as well. So Ishan, a couple of weeks ago, you walked onto a stage in Washington, D.C. And when the lights came up at the end of the night, there were only 2 spellers left standing out of nearly 250 of the best in the country. You were one of them, and one of the 2 best young spellers in America, and you called Jersey City home. And I want to be honest with you, I sit up here and wrestle with 300-page ordinances and words I still can't pronounce. Bromocryptine was one of the championship words this year, and I wouldn't get past the B if I had to spell it, and you handle words like that for fun. You're 12 years old, you've already co-authored a book, and you've carried the name of your school and the city onto a national stage with poise that a lot of grown adults in this room couldn't manage under those lights. And you didn't just represent Frank Conwell Middle School number 4, you represented every kid in this city who's been told to dream bigger, and you showed them exactly what's possible. So on behalf of the entire city council, we are so proud of you. Congratulations. I vote aye.
He's going to get 3 claps now. Council President Ridley.
I just want to say we are so very proud of you. Thank you for representing Jersey City on the national stage. I proudly vote aye.
City Resolution 26-319 is approved unanimously 9-0. Standing ovation at 12. What about that? Mayor Solomon, come on up. Twice in one night. Woo.
No.
You do miss us.
Yeah, that's right. All right. I just want to echo the words of the council. Thank you guys for recognizing Ishan and you just, everything that the council said, we just want to repeat because you made us all so proud. I told you as we were talking here, when you're up there performing, my phone started blowing up. And you got to turn on the spelling bee. There's a kid from Jersey City. He's doing amazing. And you made us all so very proud. You showed us what, hard work can accomplish. When you put your mind to something, you can truly achieve special things. And it really, truly is an example for all. Slow down on writing books because this is a lot now. You're writing books, but national champion, but we couldn't be more excited that you're showing the best of Jersey City. So it is my honor to join our council in congratulating you.
Yeah, so thank you to the city council and to the community for such an incredible honor. So Jersey City is my home, and I really think that it's the best city in the world. It's a city that's thriving with its diversity and yet has such a close-knit and supportive community. And I'm so proud to represent Jersey City. And I'm also extremely grateful to my alma mater, PS3, and to my middle school, MS4, for who I am today. And once again, thank you for this recognition, and I'll continue to strive further to impact the Jersey City community.
Oh.
Photo, Frank's already down. Yeah.
Well,
Sean, we'd love to have a photo with you.
while everybody's getting ready for a photo, I can actually see Mayor Gupta someday. So I don't know if I'll still be clerk though.
Nice. Run over on this side. Run over here. That's okay. Photographer. Yeah.
Congratulations.
I don't care what the fire said. Sean. Yeah, he's all right with me. No, I was talking to Sean. Yeah, what I said.
Bye, take your job.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh. All right. I'm not saying a word because the last time I did, they didn't win, so I don't want to say anything. All right. Our next resolution is Resolution 26-320. Who am I turning over the mic to?
I will read it into the record.
Beautiful.
Thank you. So we're going from a very young honoree to a very old honoree. This is a resolution honoring Holy Rosary Church upon the conclusion of its 140th anniversary year and recognizing its contributions to Jersey City's Italian American heritage. Whereas in the late 19th century and early 20th century, large numbers of Italian immigrants entered the United States through Ellis Island in Jersey City, and whereas many Italian immigrants subsequently settled in Jersey City, especially in the village section of downtown Jersey City, and whereas Holy Rosary Church, located at 344 6th Street in downtown Jersey City, was founded by Italian immigrants in 1885, making it the oldest Italian parish in the state of New Jersey. And whereas Holy Rosary Church of the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Newark is still active to this day and offers masses in both Italian and English. And whereas Holy Rosary Church began holding its annual summer festival, La Festa Italiana, in 1902, and it has grown to become one of Jersey City's longest running and most beloved cultural events. And whereas in May of 2026, Holy Rosary Church concluded its 140th anniversary year celebrations. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City that the council formally recognizes Holy Rosary Church at the conclusion of its 140th anniversary year for its religious, historical, and cultural contributions to Jersey City and to the larger New Jersey Italian American community.
Hey,
And I believe we have, do we vote first or do the members of the church speak?
yeah, we're gonna
We
vote first.
Thank
So
you,
then
Bob.
we get a nice round of applause. All right, on resolution 26-320, Councilperson Brooks,
Aye. Congratulations.
Councilperson Zupa,
It's a wonderful parish and community, and congratulations on your recognition.
Councilperson Efros,
I very well deserved. Congrats.
Councilperson Little,
Aye, congratulations on 140.
Councilperson Gilmore,
Congratulations, aye.
Councilperson Singh,
I vote aye and congratulations.
Councilperson Griffin,
I vote aye, and I'm looking forward to the 50-50 raffle. So, aye.
Councilperson Lavaro,
Aye.
Thank you to Holy Rosary and the entire community, the church community. God bless you all. I vote aye.
and Council President Ridley.
I vote aye. Thank you for all of your years of service to this community. I proudly vote aye.
City Resolution 26-320 is approved unanimously, 9-0. Congratulations. And I have to say, because I don't vote, but I am so looking forward to performing at your feast for the very first time. So you're going to see your clerk in a different perspective.
You're singing, Sean?
I will be doing a little singing, but really playing the drums. That's how I stay sane for 33 years of city service. Do we have anybody from the church to come up and say a few words? Please.
Toto.
If you can just identify yourself for the record.
Good evening. My name is Michael Toto, and I'm the Vice President of the Parish Council at Holy Rosary Church. Our pastor, Father Rafał Smola, is in Poland for the month, so he couldn't be here, but he asked me to receive the resolution on behalf of the parish. We want to thank you all for this honor. We're so grateful to have such wonderful friends and allies to the faith communities here in Jersey City and to our multicultural communities. And we know we have friends in City Hall. As an example, lowering the fees on cultural events, which is a big help to run that summertime festival. So Councilman Griffin, I can't make any promises, but good luck to you in the 50-50. And City Clerk Gallagher, we really look forward to seeing you play the drums for us. But Holy Rosary has been a haven for people of all cultures, but especially at our foundation, the Italian American immigrants who built downtown Jersey City. To this day, we run ministries. We feed the hungry at homeless shelters. We house the unhoused. We've supplied housing and resources for refugees from the Ukraine, for example, right here in Jersey City. So we proudly serve North Jersey and the Jersey City community, as well as the spiritual needs of Roman Catholics in this downtown Jersey City neighborhood. And a special thank you to Councilperson Little, our hometown or home ward, Ward E councilperson, and an Italian American. Mike Griffin, thanks for coming to all of our events and for your support. Councilman Zuppa, another great Italian American representative we have here, and Mayor Solomon for all of his support and friendship as well.
Stay right there because I think they're going to take a photo with you. And if anybody needed to know, it's Thursday, August 6th for the band Gallagher at Holy Rosary. And you're going to win the 50-50 that night, so make sure you're there. We'll be there too.
Thank you so much.
All right. Congratulations again to all the honorees tonight. All right, on to our second reading ordinances. Item 4.1, City Ordinance 26-029 is a franchise ordinance granting permission to 24 Bright Street LLC, its successors, and assigns to construct private improvements within 204 square feet of the Bright Street public right-of-way adjacent to Lot 37, Block 14106 on the official tax map, tax assessment map of the city of Jersey City. This is a public hearing on this ordinance. Any member of the public wishing to be heard?
Motion.
Motion to close the public hearing on City Ordinance 26-029 was made by Council President Ridley. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilperson Gilmore. On the motion to close the public hearing on City Ordinance 26-029, Councilperson Brooks.
Aye.
Councilperson Zuppa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye.
Councilperson Griffin. Councilperson Lavarro.
Aye.
And Council President Ridley.
Aye.
Motion to close the public hearing on City Ordinance 26-029 is approved unanimously 9-0. For final consideration and adoption of City Ordinance 26-029, Councilperson Brooks.
Aye.
Councilperson Zuppa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye.
Councilperson Griffin.
Aye.
Councilperson Lavarro.
Aye.
And Council President Ridley.
Aye.
City Ordinance 26-029 is adopted unanimously 9-0. On to our next second reading ordinance, item 4.2, City Ordinance 26-030 is an ordinance authorizing an easement with the Exchange Place Alliance District Management Corporation regarding a park to be located at 95 Morgan Street. This is a public hearing on this ordinance. Any member of the public wishing to be heard, please come up to the podium and state your name for the record. And I see Philip Carrington.
Just a quick question.
Phil, raise the mic to you, buddy. There you go.
Just a quick question. Is this easement temporary or is continuous? What is the status of this? We got the purpose, just the status.
Yeah. Get the BA to confirm.
Excuse me?
4.2 is the easement. He would like to know if the easement is permanent.
Sorry, we're a little slow here. It's permanent.
Thank you. It's permanent.
Question answered.
Okay, this is still a public hearing on City Ordinance 26-030. Any member of the public still wish to be heard, please come up to the podium and state your name for the record.
Motion.
Motion to close the public hearing on City Ordinance 030 was made by Councilperson Gilmore. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Council President Ridley. On the motion to close the public hearing on City Ordinance 26-030, Councilperson Brooks.
Aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye.
Councilperson Griffin.
Just to be clear for,
This is just to close the public hearing.
oh, yeah, aye.
Thank you. Councilperson LeVaro
Aye.
and Council President Ridley.
Aye.
Motion to close the public hearing on City Ordinance 26-030 is approved unanimously 9-0. For final consideration and adoption of City Ordinance 26-030, Councilperson Brooks.
Before we vote, Councilman Griffin had a question. Did you want to? Oh, okay. All right. Aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye.
Councilperson Griffin.
Yes, just for clarity, I just want to ask, all easements are permanent, correct? No?
Not necessarily.
Okay, so when we write out these resolutions, it's in there, right? It'll let us know if it's temporary or if it's permanent.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
And your vote?
Aye.
Thank you. Councilperson LeVaro
Aye.
and Council President Ridley.
Aye.
City Ordinance 26-030 is adopted. How did that even happen? That was I'm sorry, Phil. See, I never even stopped it. And maybe it's my time to go. City Ordinance 26-030 is adopted unanimously 9-0. Okay, so the next second reading ordinance, as discussed at the caucus, because we introduced item 3.7, City Ordinance 26-039, which is a big change, a substantial change, hence the reason why we had to introduce a new ordinance. We are now going to make a motion to defeat this ordinance, to move to defeat without holding a public hearing, because this ordinance is supplemented and superseded by the first reading ordinance. So with that being said, I need a motion to move to defeat City Ordinance 26-031 without a public hearing.
Motion.
Second.
Motion made by Councilperson Gilmore, seconded by Councilperson Zupa. On the motion to move to defeat City Ordinance 26-031 without a public hearing, Councilperson Brooks.
Aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye.
Councilperson Griffin.
Aye.
Councilperson LeVaro.
Aye.
And Council President Ridley.
Aye.
Motion carries 9-0. So now for final consideration and to defeat City Ordinance 26-031, when you defeat an ordinance, the vote is nay. Councilperson Brooks.
Nay.
Councilperson Zupa.
Nay.
Or no. Councilperson Efros.
Nay.
Councilperson Little.
Nay.
Councilperson Gilmore.
No.
Councilperson Singh.
No.
Councilperson Griffin.
Nay.
Councilperson LeVaro.
No.
And Council President Ridley.
No.
I haven't heard that many nays and noes since I was little. City Ordinance 26-031 is defeated 0-9. On to our last second reading ordinance, item 4.4, City Ordinance 26-032 is an enabling ordinance of the Municipal Council of the City of Jersey City, amending Chapter 122-2, Public Assemblies, Permission Required Hours and Conditions of Operation to change the permit hours during the 2026 FIFA World Cup for related events. This is a public hearing on this ordinance. Any member of the public wishing to be heard, please come up to the podium and state your name for the record.
Motion.
Motion made by Councilperson Gilmore to close the public hearing on City Ordinance 26-032. May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilperson Griffin. On the motion to close a public hearing on City Ordinance 26-032, Councilperson Brooks.
Aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
I vote aye.
Councilperson Griffin.
Yay.
Councilperson Lavaro.
What are we voting?
To close the public hearing.
Aye.
And Council President Ridley.
Aye.
Motion to close the public hearing carries 9-0. For final consideration and adoption of City Ordinance 26-032, Councilperson Brooks.
As Will.I.am said, don't stop the party. I vote aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
That's hard to follow, but if you'll indulge me, I just want to wish my very understanding and patient and loving wife, Andrea, a very happy third wedding anniversary, which is today. And I vote aye.
That was pretty late.
I think you topped it.
Councilperson Efros.
I've got nothing. Aye.
Well, we would like to thank Councilperson Zupa's wife for allowing him to be shared with us. Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore.
Aye.
Councilperson Singh.
Aye.
Councilperson Griffin.
Aye.
Councilperson Lavaro.
Aye.
And Council President Ridley.
Aye.
City Ordinance 26-032 is adopted unanimously 9-0. All right, members of the public, everybody watching at home, we are now going on to our public request for a hearing. I'm going to be calling the number and the first name of the individual, so please follow along on your agendas. With that being said, our first speaker, 5.1, Laverne. Laverne, just give me 1 second so I can put the camera on you. I certainly will. You can start, Laverne.
Paper I gave you guys, I really need you all to read it. This is an application that a young lady had for her apartment. Every year, she got to go through this application with 40 sheets, 40 papers to fill out the renewal. We sold our property in Jersey City, affordable property, to Michael's Construction. They own Montgomery Gardens. They own Lafayette Projects, and they own houses on Van Horn Street between Lafayette and Municipal. They're giving this lady a hard time. And look at all these papers she got to do. So I really need you guys to help me with that and see what's going on. And my second agenda is in a couple of weeks, I'll be doing my summer camp, my free summer camp at Heavenly Temple. I need your support and help. Rennie Plummer has hired 6 of my kids, put them on their payroll, and it's helped sponsoring the other developers. The next big thing I have, stand up, honey. This lady lived in the web building on Oak and MLK. She was out in front of her door 2 days ago. Walk up here, show them how you walk. And she was cooking lighting her grill. She been doing it. He been in that building, what, 10 years now, 15? Huh? 18 years. She never had a problem. The police came, bum rushing her, 4 of them. Tell them, we're gonna lock her up, give her a ticket. So Tina was there, and they had to calm them down. And we didn't know that now that you cannot cook in front of your house no more. If there's a new ordinance, the people should got papers, flyers, the building, and especially they live in an apartment building, and that's housing on that building. What they did to her is a disgrace. I mean, they bum rushed her. 4 cops. You ain't bum rushing these people out here killing and shooting everybody and robbing them. But this lady, they get ready to small grill on the table, get ready to cook. Oh, you can't do this. It's the way you do things. It's the way you handle things. This is not good in our community. We need help with what's going on around here. Please, see what happened. If there's a new ordinance in the hood, I guess, that we can't cook no more outside or in front of our buildings, our houses, we need to know about it. Some flyers need to go. Everybody ain't on Instagram or Facebook. You know what mama carries. Flip phone. I can't get all that. A lot of people can't get it. We need your help with this, council people of all wards, not just Ward A,
Thank
F,
you,
B,
Laverne.
and C. We need it, the city.
Thank you, Laverne.
And thank you. And work on this here for this lady, please. We talk about all these affordable housing. This is affordable housing. Thank you.
Laverne,
What, Nix?
Ms. Laverne, I can't speak to the interaction with the police. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I do know that there has been an ordinance on the books for a while as it relates to grilling, because technically the sidewalk is considered the public right of way. But I know for umpteen years it haven't been enforced. But they are looking to enforce this, and it's not just in one particular area, it's citywide. Yes.
All right, our next speaker, 5.2, Aaron. Aaron here.
No.
Our next. Maya Gupta has left the building. Maya Gupta is leaving the building. Next speaker, 5.3, Esther. She's here.
I want to make sure you can hear me. Is that good?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening. I only get 3 minutes to talk. Consultants, like the other night at the caucus meeting, get unlimited time, so I will do my best to get as much information as I can out to you. Firstly, this is regarding the pilot, the big pilot. Firstly, I want to say that you should not be voting on that abatement or any financial expenditures while we have a $255 million deficit and no budget and no information about state funding. I watched the caucus meeting online. I'd like to go over what I extracted from the consultant regarding the pilot. Under the proposed pilot, Jersey City, the developer would pay $1.95 million, of which Jersey City would receive 1.85. If the developer were paying conventional taxes, they would be paying $3.8 million per year versus the $1.95 million per year, of which Jersey City would get $1.4 million. It's only $400,000 less than the pilot. Now, remember, in doing that, the taxpayers take on their shoulders, because the pilot does not pay into the library, the open space trust, arts tax, 5% only to the county and the schools. So even 10% of the pilot payment that the developer will make is a pittance compared to what would go to the school if it was conventional taxes. I also want to say that over the course of 30 years of the life of the pilot, that difference between 3.8 and 1.95 is a difference of $55 million to the city and to the residents. Your first and primary responsibility and role is a fiduciary responsibility to the residents of this city. If you were to give an abatement to the developer, I would say 5 years max so that they could get on their feet. The developer or the consultant the other night did say that without an abatement, the developer would consider going forward still. The numbers would just have to change. This is a time when you're looking to pass an abatement where we have a $250 million deficit, no budget, no state money that we know of, and diminished monies to all that I mentioned. I wish this council would start thinking differently about how you think about pilots, transformational change, affordability versus affordable housing, and you need to lift people, not use them as renters to enrich people and enrich developers. Do not continue the practice of what got us here in the first place. So I just want to say that you really need to think about this pilot before you start handing it out, especially at this time. And you need to understand what you're voting on. $55 million that it means to us. Thank you. Right on time.
Our next speaker, 5.4, Charlene.
Good evening, Council. I agree with Esther in many ways, especially about being a homeowner, and that we've heard from our mayor about creating an affordable city for all. As a homeowner, that really concerns me, that my taxes might be impacted over a 30-year period, as we have had abatements even for the embankment. That was an enormous abatement that was offered for the embankment that we're going to have to deal with for 30 years. One of the things I know you're considering representation for the council separate from the administration in terms of an attorney. You should really think about having a researcher and a person who verifies a lot of this information. So when you're getting something like canal crossings coming up to you, you have information presented to you from the beginning of the timeline until now. So you truly understand all of what has gone on before. Because even I, who live on the other side of town, yes, I hear canal crossing. Do I know the details? No. But now that you're sitting in that seat, you should have that information in a digestible way so you can make a very educated and precise and correct decision for everyone. Does this developer, is he paying for that land? Or is he being given that land? If he's getting that land, that's a big discount from day one. So why are we giving him an abatement on top of that? I want to make a comparison of this to Bayfront, which I sat on that committee. The new Bayfront committee has not yet been formed. But one of the things I would ask of all of you, has this comparison been done to Bayfront? They're getting 35% affordable in Bayfront. Is that abatement that you're giving this canal crossing entity similar, better, less than Bayfront? Ask the questions to make that comparison. Because if you're creating affordable housing, and by the way, I agree with Esther again, make it home ownership, not rental, because I'm sorry, you retire and your income goes down, that rent's not going down. And all you can do is move out with the furniture. And then where do you go? Home ownership, at least you have a home. You have an investment. You have money in the bank. Think about it, people. That's really affordable. Not this. Thank you.
Next speaker, 5.5, Yvonne.
First, I want to acknowledge the D-Day, which passed last Saturday. Many Jersey City residents fought in that war, including former Mayor Anthony Cucci and his brother, who lost his life on that day. But we kind of forget about our own history. But I want to explain why I have a problem with Jersey City rent control laws. In 1985, the incoming Cucci administration had a Ward C candidate actually named Buddy Brooks. Could you think that? Buddy Brooks lived in the St. John's apartments that had an ongoing problem with his landlord, Bob Sachs. Basically, he changed the rules on tax increases for tenants. Taxes could not be passed on. Landlord paid the tax increase, then go to tax court where they will win, and the city will float bonds or stop payments until the overpayment is resolved. So the small homeowner, which I am, are stuck with paying the bonds for the refunds that goes back to the landlord. Many landlords just give up, sell their buildings to developers who are looking for real estate across the river for condos in Jersey City. So basically, in the last 40 years, Jersey City has lost a lot of housing due to Jersey City rent control law that you're trying to make up in terms of affordable housing. It has the problem is a rent control law, because the landlord has to pay for an attorney. You got to pay for all kind of business consultants, and after a while, it just wears them down. When Newport came to Jersey City, an exception was made for new construction. But when Councilman Solomon put Portside on the rent control because school taxes went up, that really was just too much for me. None of the tenants will have to pay the 17% increase from the school or the 14% from the county. So yes, they are privileged tenants. Jersey City rent control law is the reason why there's fewer rental problems. And when a building becomes a condo, the members of the board will divide the utilities based upon the square footage of individual apartments. So the law of knowing, for the tenants of knowing how much utility they use, will be mute. Because a lot of these landlords will do what they did in the past. They're going to convert them into condos because they are sick and tired of prepaying, and it's just it wears them down. Your law is why we don't have rental properties, and I don't blame them. I really don't blame them at all. So that's my problem. I'm tired of all these privileged people who vote maybe for a park tax, vote for an art tax, and then they can raise my taxes as a.
Thank you, Yvonne. Our next speaker, 5.6, Tina.
Yes, my name is Tina Noah, and yes, I do work for Education at Gilmore, but I'm talking about for myself. Justice for Drew. Justice for Drew. I just wanted to say today, in my community, they have been barbecuing. So they have been getting tickets. I just wanted to say to Education at Gilmore, maybe we can educate our community a little bit more about the rules of what they can do and what they can't do, only because we don't have a backyard and a front yard. I have a backyard where I live at, but some of the residents that live around there that don't have a backyard and a front yard, I know Sellout Court can't use their front and backyard, so they have been cooking on a sidewalk. So I don't want them to keep coming up there in our community and giving them tickets, because it's not fair for our community. Are already having a hard time in life, so to see that they are getting ticket, it make a little depressed in our community because of what's going on. So I would like for you to have a meeting so we'll be able to talk about what they can do in the community as cooking out and enjoying themselves. We already know they don't have a lot of money. I actually did reach out to the park, and you do have to pay a fee to do that. So maybe we could come up with some other ideas. I know that you told me 5 years ago to use my voice for the community. So I've been doing that, using my voice and making sure that we just get the right information for our community. I also want to thank Mike Griffin and you for reaching out for the nonprofits. It's very important to reach out to them. And I appreciate y'all for doing that because it's a lot of nonprofits that have boots on the ground in the community. And they just want to see that somebody is like really interacting with them and paying attention. We know that we have to fill out for grants and different things and stuff like that, but still let them know they're doing a good job as they still waiting for the funds and stuff like that. I want to say, y'all, we actually went 10K viral here in Jersey City because our housing list opened up, and by me to outreach here in Jersey City, I put it out there in the community, and we went viral to the point that people called me from Las Vegas, North Carolina, Alabama, all over for me to help them. You already know Education of Gilmore because our phone had been ringing off the hook from Las Vegas and down south. I just want to thank y'all for taking out the time and just letting me do the outreach, not only here in Jersey City, but all over. It's just showing that we are doing the work and we are connecting with each other and trying to move on and to make our city a little better. So thank you, guys.
Hey, Ms. Knowles. So, I'm gonna, talk to Councilman Gilmore because there's some properties, like, you have like the Mandela, Community Garden, the basketball court on Ocean.
Yes.
We'll reach out to whoever we need to reach out to and see if, barbecuing is permissible there off the sidewalk. All right?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, our next speaker, 5.7, Gina.
Justice for Drew. Justice for Drew. This is the last time I'll be addressing this council for a while. I will be moving out of Jersey City by the end of this week. I have been here for 11 years. When I first came here, I was working in the city. I have a lot of family and friends here now that I'm leaving, sorry to be leaving, and all of my activist friends and community leaders and friends here as well. But it's just become untenable to be here for me. Affordability as a single person, even when I'm doing well, I realized is a fight, right? And I'm kind of tired. So I'm going to take a break because the last administration really put us in a situation here, guys. The last administration thought that gentrification was progress. And it's a real shame to see what's happening now in our city because any third spaces we have left, they're disappearing. I walk down the street and all I can hear is construction. So this is not just about affordability, right? This is, again, quality of life. I can't physically afford to stay here because it is so exhausting. And I'll tell you one of the things that really broke me this year, it was seeing how we are allowing international real estate companies to rape Liberty State Park. And I want to remind everybody here today that Mayor Stephen Trump is the reason for that. And that had Mr. Gilmore continued to be the council person for Ward F and Liberty State Park, that we would not have allowed to happen what is happening now. And so I have big concerns about leaving the city right now because I see that there are still a lot of people from Stephen Trump's cabinet still here. And he's still in a position of power in the private sector. So y'all, what do you think he's doing now? Probably sending more developers and real estate folks over here to continue to do what we've been doing, which has not been working. We can't survive like this where we constantly need new investments in order to fix infrastructure. We can't continue to go on like this. So shame on you, Council President Denise Ridley, and everybody else. Let's please do better.
Our next speaker, 5.8, Edward. Thank you. Next speaker, 5.9, Jeff.
Jeff Forchheimer, I'm a resident and my wife owns a small apartment in Jersey City where our daughter resides. I did want to thank the council. It's, sitting in the back, it's very obvious how much preparation goes into these meetings and how well informed you are. And you could be watching the Knick game in a half an hour, but you're here instead. So I really, you have our appreciation.
Sorry?
Okay.
His mic's not on. Don't worry about it. Just keep going, Jeff.
I will keep going. Thank you. I had just a question I'd like an answer to, if you could. In the February financial disaster report that was issued, paraphrasing a bit, it said, the Jersey City finance staff and a team of municipal budgeting experts for the from the Institute for State and Local Governance will work over the coming months to develop Jersey City's first true 5-year financial plan to resolve the structural budget deficit. I just have a question, like, how's it going? Anybody could give me some feedback? I mean, that was in a report. You all were there. Does anybody know what's happening with that plan?
The council hasn't been presented with the budget yet. I mean, I could refer to the administration. I know we're all anxiously awaiting seeing it up here as well as all of our residents. I imagine it has to do with the state aid component of it, but we haven't seen the report yet or a budget.
I'll just briefly say that's certainly troubling for me as a resident. And I'm terrified for the frankly lower and middle class residents of the city that they're looking at, collectively, we're looking at 100 million plus increase in the property tax coming, and we're sort of not able to keep up to date with what's going on. It's just disappointing, and I appreciate your service at the same time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.10, Ryan.
Can before Ryan speaks, can I ask
Sure.
if anyone from the administration is at liberty to share when a draft budget might be coming, or if it's the situation that we're waiting on the state aid?
Still waiting for the state aid.
Thank you.
Okay, Ryan.
All right. Good evening, council. Once again, for the record, this is Ryan Spain speaking. And before I begin, just want to start by saying I'm very glad to have the chance to address this council. And with that being said, I know that when people come up here, they typically focus their comments on one specific policy or one particular initiative. However, what I'd like to do today is offer up a broad set of ideas. And my hope here is that each of you as lawmakers keep this stuff in the back of your minds when you're thinking of what laws you will and will not pass. And to that end, my main point here is very simple. Any action taken, any law passed, needs to prioritize 3 main groups of people: middle-class residents, working-class residents, and small business owners. And that is so critically important because all the data is showing us that each of these groups are struggling more now than they have at any point in recent history. As a matter of fact, when you look at the past 50 years, the past half century, you see that with each passing decade, the financial well-being of our middle class has gotten worse and worse as time has gone on. Now, there are a lot of theories out there as to why this is happening, not surprisingly. However, to save everyone here some time, studies show this is mainly the result of a decades-long, again, 50-year, slow yet consistent deterioration of policies that focus on middle-class interests. And at the end of the day, that is why the policies you pass are going to be so consequential. Ultimately, they have the potential to provide real, tangible help to the members of our middle class, so getting these policies right is of the utmost importance. And to that end, on that front, if we're being fair to you and to your task, that is not easy, because passing good policy requires us to strike a very delicate balance with our laws, where on one hand, we need to make sure that we maintain a strong and healthy profit incentive so that business owners and entrepreneurs continue to come to Jersey City, invest here, keep building this city up. While on the other hand, we need to make sure that these policies do not leave middle and working class people behind. Again, it is a very delicate balance. However, if prior councils have been able to do it, this group is so talented, there's no reason why you guys can't do it even better. So again, my goal here tonight is to encourage all of you to keep these themes in the back of your mind and use them as a proverbial North Star when it comes to legislating. And with all that being said, I do want to thank this council for the opportunity to speak, and I want to wish each of you the best throughout your terms. Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.11, Philip.
Members of the council, I want to thank you for allowing me to speak. On May 11th, 2026, I paid the taxes on all of my properties. That is, some of them are in commercial properties, in commercial area. I pay regular taxes, Main Street taxes. I was a little late, so the consequence of being late is fees. So paying taxes is my obligation. I pay taxes to be represented by you. But I came here several times on the same issue, never got representation. So that's taxation without representation. The only reason why I didn't come tonight with a lawsuit suing you all is for two things. One, the state law requires that you exhaust your local remedies before you bring the matter to court. Two, Solomon in his campaigning, he sit in front of my house. Denise really was there as well. He said, Phil, I'm going to address some of your concerns and I'm going to do different. So I want to give him some chance because I was going to take the matter to the federal court. And I'm going to sue everybody, including whoever named the lawyers, the judge, everybody. And you cannot say that it is frivolous because I'm coming with a transcript. Whoever's on the transcript. So let me give Solomon administration a little time to breathe, because I understand that he have $250 million in debt, and the other gangster, I call him, Steve was pretty good and did some good things, but he went rogue. And I told him that whoever like it, don't like it. So I just want to give him the chance to breathe. And I just want to say that, and I've said it before, some action has been taken. And those of you who know, especially Gilmore would know this, you have so many people hanging in front of my place. And then the Philip administration tell the police you can't challenge them on loitering. But if you can't challenge loitering, then challenge nuisance. You can't be a nuisance, an excessive assembly. You cannot assemble 20, 30, 40 people in front of my place and then tell me nothing can be done. When the mere fact that other people are complaining that other laws are being enforced, which means that something different has happened and it needs to happen. So let me give this guy some chance, but believe me now, don't relax. If my actions or my requests has not been met, they have not been met. Some of the things have not been met. I'm going to pursue what I say I was going to do. Lastly, on May 6th, I give Council President a letter. She said she's going to answer it. On May 20th, it was not answered. Today is June 11th. Still didn't answer the letter. You said you had a number of emails that you brought them with me. Emails are electronically mails. You don't have to bring them to me. Just tell me your email address and it will show up.
Thank you, Phil.
Bill, I'm not going to go back through that again. We went through that last council meeting.
Okay, our next speaker, 5.12, Megan.
Hi, everyone. My name is Megan Cancio. I'm a mother, resident of Ward F, and a member of Friends of Monticello. Councilman Gilmore, I'm addressing you tonight. This is your ward, your constituents, the neighborhood you grew up in. And tonight, we want your Monticello action plan. For years, residents have been trying to engage. We emailed you, we joined the Ward F caucus, we invited you to community meetings, we invited you to neighborhood walkthroughs, yet despite all of those efforts, you didn't show up. Why? We commend Erica for her attention and responsiveness to serious matters. She's amazing. When we ask her to hear directly from you, you're silent. Why? We wouldn't be here today if we could have more engagement together. We recently addressed you personally for a response on an incident at the Emory and Monticello playground where a baby was physically assaulted by a man carrying a handle of vodka. A baby. At a playground. Assaulted. We emailed to hear directly from you and requested you set up a safety meeting. Still silence. As a mother, I cannot understand how that can happen in a place intended for children and families. And that incident is not isolated. Residents continue to report people openly appearing under the influence, suspected drug activity, neglected properties, illegal dumping, and conditions that make families feel unsafe in their own neighborhood. What makes this especially troubling is where these problems are occurring. They are occurring on the routes our children walk to school. They are occurring inside playgrounds where children gather. They are occurring on the literal doorsteps of schools. Come check out PS12. This behavior is a complete disrespect for your namesake and to the people who call Monticello home. Our children deserve their safe zone. New Jersey considers drug dealing near schools so dangerous that it imposes enhanced criminal penalties for the distribution within 1,000 feet of school property. The principle is simple. Children deserve protection. Why do Monticello children not receive it? It seems like bad actors are the ones who are being protected instead. When the same locations generate complaints years after years, when the same problems continue, when residents repeatedly ask for help but receive no response, people begin to wonder why. And according to Maria, our crossing guard on Belmont and Monticello, who has been standing the post for 18 years, said Monticello is the worst that she has ever seen. Please help us restore Monticello. We would love to hear from you.
Our next speaker, 5.13, Lynn.
If you have something, you can give it to the clerk.
Can I just speak? Yes. Hi, I'm Lynn Burke. I live in Bergen Hill, the same ward. I signed up to speak. My husband signed up to speak. I would like to turn my time over to Veronica, who also owns a business on Monticello. Is that?
It's not how it works. You would have to speak. Is she listed as a speaker?
She's not, but that's okay.
Sorry.
Want me to read yours? Can I do that? We both.
You
are
can
busy.
read whatever
can
you
read-
want. It's your 3 minutes, but
You
you're
can
at
read the speech for
31.
her, but it will be your time. also.
Okay, that's fine. I've stood before this council before, well, I haven't, but she has, to speak about the safety of our children on Monticello Avenue on behalf of Traffic Reform Warriors. And tonight I am here again on behalf of Friends of Monticello because unfortunately not enough has changed. I'm frustrated because the families in our neighborhood deserve better. Every single day, parents push strollers down Monticello Avenue, children walk to school holding their parents' hands, and families shop at local businesses trying to build a strong community. They should be able to do those things without fear. Recently, there was an incident in the nearby public park where a man was openly consuming what appeared to be a bottle of vodka while sitting on a bench with an adult and a child nearby and started screaming, "The children need to go back to school," and eventually put his hands on a parent holding their child. Whether someone sees that as a public safety issue or a quality of life issue, our children should not be exposed to that behavior in the very spaces meant for families. This is not the image of Jersey City that we want for our neighborhoods. Our children deserve parks where they can play safely, sidewalks where they can walk safely, and streets where parents are not constantly looking over their shoulders wondering what they will encounter next. Monticello Avenue is more than a roadway. It's a place where families live, where children learn, where businesses operate, and where our community gathers. Yet too many residents feel that safety has become an afterthought. We need a stronger presence that discourages public drinking, disorderly behavior, and activities that make families uncomfortable using public spaces. We need our parks and sidewalks to reflect the values of the families who live here, not the behavior that drives them away. When parents no longer feel comfortable taking their children for a walk, when preschool families question whether the neighborhood is safe, and when local businesses suffer because people avoid the area, that affects the quality of life for everyone. I'm asking this council to make Monticello Avenue and its surrounding streets a constant priority, not just through words, but through visible action that restores confidence to the families who call this neighborhood home. Our children are watching. They deserve a community where they feel safe walking to school, playing in the park, and simply being kids. Please help us make that a reality. Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.14, Jason.
Sorry, before we continue, I just have a question, Madam President and Clerk. Can we suspend the rules to allow substitution of speakers, or is that not permitted?
It is not permitted.
It's not permitted? Okay. I just want to thank Veronica for coming out. And in full transparency, my daughter was at Small Discoveries Daycare. I do represent a section of Monticello. And, listen, we get a lot of calls and emails. I know that Councilman Gilmore is working on these issues. We share Monticello together. I just want to, recognize that you came out, Veronica, and thank you for the work that you do at Small Discoveries.
Okay, Jason.
Thank you. Good evening, Council President, Council members, and especially Councilman Gilmore. My name is Jason Cradaville, and I'm a property owner in Astor Place, owner of Tiny Topiary on Monticello, and a member of Friends of Monticello. I am here tonight to ask for a comprehensive public safety and economic development plan for the Monticello corridor. For too long, residents and property owners have watched open-air drug activity, loitering, litter, public disorder, and other quality of life issues persist without a visible long-term strategy to address them. The people who live, work, invest, and raise families in this neighborhood deserve the same level of safety and economic opportunity that residents expect in every other part of Jersey City. It should not be treated as an afterthought. I'm asking the city and Councilman Gilmore to work with residents, business owners, law enforcement, and community organizers to develop a specific plan that includes increased enforcement against illegal drug trafficking, enhanced foot patrols, sanitation, code enforcement, and regular public reporting on progress and outcomes. That being said, public safety and economic development go hand in hand. At the same time that our neighborhood struggles with open-air drug activity, we continue to be constrained by an outdated ordinance from the 90s that...
Bring the mic closer.
Oh, sorry about that. At the same time that our neighborhood struggles with open-air drug activity, we continue to be constrained by an outdated ordinance from the 90s that prevents new liquor licenses from being put into use on Monticello Avenue. I believe it's called ordinance number M(c) or MIC-C-240. Into use on Monticello Avenue between Municipal and Fairview. As a result, legitimate businesses that could bring investment, foot traffic, jobs, and positive activity to the corridor are being turned away. This issue has real economic consequences. Property owners on Monticello are being directly harmed by this restriction. At 181 Monticello Avenue, there is an interested operator who would like to relocate an existing liquor license from downtown Jersey City to our neighborhood. This is not a request to create a new license. This is an opportunity to bring an established business owner, investment, jobs, tax revenue, and additional eyes on the street to a corridor that desperately needs positive activity. So I'm also asking Councilman Gilmore and the council to begin the process of reviewing and repealing this outdated ordinance. At a minimum, residents and property owners deserve a public discussion about whether this policy is still serving the community's best interests. Monticello Avenue deserves better. We deserve safer streets, stronger businesses, and policies that encourage investments instead of discouraging it. We need a plan to address illegal activity, and we need the political will to remove barriers to responsible redevelopment. At this point, I'd like to respectfully ask if I could ask a,
Thank you.
may I ask a question?
Your time is up, sir.
Time's up. All right,
Sorry.
thanks.
Our next speaker, 5.15, Mark.
Good evening, City Council. I want to work with you to address a critical loophole in our rent control laws that allows institutional investors to evade their obligations by fragmenting their holdings. Under the current Section 260, rent control applies to buildings with 5 or more units. However, corporate landlords are exploiting this by purchasing multiple small properties, placing each under a separate LLC, and claiming that single property is exempt from rent control. Former Council President Joyce Waterman rightfully identified this trend as a threat to our housing stability. We saw an attempt to fix this with Ordinance 25-107, which unfortunately contained a poison pill regarding guaranteed profit margins. Following that, we proposed a cleaner path with Ordinance 25-125. Corporate landlords use complex webs of shell companies, subsidiaries, and family proxies to mask their true footprint. We proposed defining ownership very narrowly. Each property owned by an LLC must disclose the ultimate beneficiary, and if the aggregate owned by that beneficiary is 5 or more units, the whole portfolio is treated as a single multiple dwelling for the rent control purposes of 260. We built in safeguards for small family properties with exemption from aggregation for buildings held by a spouse or child. I worked with the law department and members of the council, the prior council, produced specific technical language designed to capture beneficial interest and voting control. We proposed a permanent ineligibility clause to prevent landlords from simply shuffling assets to dodge the law. These aren't abstract ideas. They're surgical fixes derived from 2 years of observing exactly how these entities operate in Jersey City. The last council defeated this measure, citing a need for more time to study the ramifications. They didn't say it was wrong, they just wanted more time. That time's now passed. The housing crisis has not waited for us, and neither have the investors who are eroding our housing stock. I'm ready to work with you to bring this to fruition, so I ask, which member of this council is ready to lead on this? Who's prepared to pick up the draft? Who will work with us to review the technical language? Who will introduce this legislation to close the loophole for good? Who will become the hero? I'll even find a cape for them. Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.16, Ashley.
Good evening, Council. I'm Ashley Swiggett, a Ward F resident, community lead for the Traffic Reform Warriors, and a board member of Safe Streets, Jersey City. I originally had signed up to speak as a resident of the Monticello neighborhood. In light of the crash on Ocean and Wilkinson this morning, I feel compelled to speak about safe streets in Jersey City. Jersey City has not done nearly enough to build infrastructure for safer streets. I continually see calls for studies, community meetings that stall progress and water down safe street designs that we know work. Hoboken has achieved 9 years of Vision Zero. They've had no deaths on their streets for 9 years. They're using safe street infrastructure that we know works. They're narrowing the streets to improve visibility, using automated enforcement, which has been shown to change dangerous behaviors. And they've lowered the city speed limit to 20 miles per hour. It works. They've showed us it works. We're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of Eli Bender's death, which was caused by a large UPS truck that didn't belong on our residential streets. This morning, a family's life was changed again by a large 18-wheeler truck that did not belong on our residential streets. And Mayor Solomon's press release yesterday about Vision Zero at Bergen and Kensington, showcasing a quick build and recommitting to Vision Zero, there were cars driving through the stop signs that were implemented. So it's clear that adding paint and a stop sign isn't enough. We need hardened infrastructure. We need corner bump outs. We need raised crosswalks. We need to narrow the roads, automated enforcement, lower speed limits, and we need oversized trucks off of our residential roads. We know what works. On Monticello and Fairmont, a man was killed 2 years ago. And so far, we've only seen paint and flexi posts as a response, despite the $1.8 million grant that was awarded for street improvements on Monticello. Street safety is also a quality of life issue. Too many people feel it's not their responsibility. It's another department, it's another ward, it's another neighborhood, or it's somebody else's problem. So I'm imploring every one of you to take ownership. We need this council to be leaders and deliver on the Vision Zero commitment that the city has made. Thank you.
Shaw, I just want to say briefly to the Monticello group, I share your frustration. We've been going through this problem for umpteen years, but in full honesty, Monticello has changed a lot. It's not where we want it to be. It's not where it's picket fence and all of that, but there has been some change. There's been drastic change to that area. And I will say this, I'm not going to personally respond to everyone who emails my office. In fact, that is a very unreasonable request to ask for me to personally respond to every single individual who emails my office. Staff is in place so that we can work together. This is a collaborative approach. This is a team's approach. I'm not going to score 30 points every night. I may play just defense or just get rebounds. That's what the collective team approach is about. You just heard Mr. Carrington talk about 50 individuals congregating in front of his property on a daily. I go up there sometimes because I walk my children to school. I want to feel what the residents in Ward F feel in real time. So I see this. And like I said, I sympathize. I feel the pain of the residents. I'm not dismissive of that at all, right? There's an advocacy side of me and saying we need to do something right damn now. And then there's a political side of me saying that, you know, things take time. Sometimes we feel like we don't have the time, and it is extremely frustrating. And I'm aware of that. I will continue to work with the residents in the area, to work with the administration, and to work with public safety to find a reasonable medium. The problem we have so much with the corridor of MLK, Monticello, Ocean, and Bergen is the police not going to just go arrest people for congregating there, because some time back we had a law that we was arresting individuals for wandering in the drug area. The Supreme Court deemed it unconstitutional. They said we can't do it. Right? So I sympathize with the residents. I feel what you're saying. Something definitely has to be done. Right? But it's going to take a collaborative approach with community police administration, elected leadership. And, you know, we have to find, like I said, we have to find that medium. All of us want to live in safe neighborhoods. I too want my child to go to the park and have fun and not be at risk of being hurt. No child should have to experience that. I don't care what park they go to. Right? But we are working with public safety. We are working with public safety, and we're working with the administration. We're working with the SID. We're working with different community groups, and we are working. And that's all I'm going to say on that. This stuff is like, I'm extremely passionate about this. The only reason I really do this job, right? This job don't pay me any damn thing. I can go and make my salary in 2 or 3 months. right? But I do this stuff because I'm passionate and I live it and I see it and I sympathize with the residents, right? So I always want to encourage you to come and express yourself. That is your right to do that, and it's your right to advocate for your community how you want to see it. But in the same breath, I also invite collaboration. Right? So that's all I wanted to say on that.
Okay, before I call the next speaker, the council president would like to extend elected official courtesy to Commissioner William O'Day.
Thank you, Council President. Quickly on the issue that, and I just walked into the middle on Vision Zero. On the county level, I've been a strong advocate to finally get the county on board. Strong supporter of the BRT. Agree narrowing lanes, especially on places like JFK Boulevard, is critical to saving lives and avoiding people's injuries. Tonight, I came here to briefly speak first on, I didn't come here until I saw it, Ordinance 312. Kudos. Frank, I remember the fights first up at the 830, the County Plaza building, when they tried to have a meeting where people weren't even allowed to participate, and then ultimately down here. So I think this is great, and it's needed. And on 313 and 314, certainly there's questions, they should be addressed. I've been working with them and on this for a period of time. Affordable housing needs to be 50% AMI and below. That's what this is. Projects that have union labor create opportunities for real apprenticeships. And as I think Frank and Mike might know, we've already recruited 12 individuals from Booker T as part of our commitment to our good friend who passed away, Dwayne Baskerville, to make sure that on this job, there'll be real new apprenticeship opportunities created for Jersey City residents, for minority men and women. So I think that there's a lot of good things in here. Pilots have always have questions and issues, but I think that this is the type, and also putting dollars into the Board of Ed for capital are all critical. And so I just wanted to come and put those positives on the table as it related to those. And you'll hear later a gentleman who can attest to how projects like this can create opportunities. His name is Sam Conway. You tonight are appointing him to be on the Jersey City Planning Board. He is one of the first products of Project Impact many, many years ago, and he can show that projects like this, built with union labor, with some incentives from the city, create not just jobs, but create careers. So I think this is the way to move. These are the type of pilots you should consider. 50% and below AMI, 20% is the low. As you have additional projects, starting in day one, talking developers, you can maybe get those numbers higher, but reality is reality. You want a higher percentage, you need more incentives. This is actually a project that has no low-income housing tax credits in it. First one I've seen that uses Aspire without low-income housing tax credits. The value of that is the fact that if they went to put in low-income housing tax credits, you'd be waiting another year or more till they would be in the ground to start the construction. So thank you, and I really appreciate you extending me the courtesy of speaking.
Thank you.
I was late because I was on a Zoom meeting with the Friends of the Lows. Thank you very much.
Our next speaker, 5.17, Gidget.
Hello, council members. My name is Gidget Terry, also known as Lady G. I'm an owner of Lady G's Restaurant and Bar in the Greenville section of Jersey City. I'm here tonight because for months I've been trying to understand why my business has been denied an entertainment license. They say I need an entertainment license to play music or have a DJ, have karaoke, and I have been denied twice. Every time I ask for answers, I'm told that public safety has concerns about my establishment. It sounds like public safety got their hands full with the rest of these people, and y'all should be leaving me alone. Anyway, I have submitted an Oprah request seeking complaints, reports, documentation showing that my business is a nuisance because that's what they said, that we're a nuisance. What I've received did not support the allegations that have been made against my establishment. There were no records showing a pattern of complaints from residents, neighboring businesses that would justify treatment we have received. We had the police in the month of May visit our establishment twice, telling the people that this place is a nuisance and that we're in violation, and told patrons that they could not come in. Sound like the police should be in other neighborhoods. I've also spent months being sent to department after department, contacting Commerce. I was told to contact Business Administration. When I contact these people, nobody knows what we're talking about. So we've been going around in circles and we really need your help. I don't know what else to do, but I'm being harassed. And you say you want small businesses here, so why is my business getting such a hard time? Maybe you could check the records and see there's no people outside drinking. There's no underage kids hanging in my place. We make great food. And we have a really nice clientele. I need to understand why my business in the Greenville section is getting such a hard time. Thanks.
Peter, if someone from the BA's office can, I guess, get the young lady's contact at the very least to see exactly what's going on, because I know she's been here several times. Well, I haven't been following the actual incident in its totality. I know she's been here several times making reference to entertainment license and stuff like that. So we can reach out to her.
And not only that, Lady G is a staple in Jersey City. Before she started her brick and mortar, she would show up at festivals in her truck and selling her goods. I just recently awarded Lady G's with the Small Business Award. And, and I frequent the place, and just having these conversations with Gidget, it's almost unbelievable, some of the things that she's telling me that she's going through. So yeah, I mean, please let's get everything ironed out.
Yeah, if you can pass along her contact information, any information about what she's talking about, I'm happy to look into.
Right. And in regards to public safety and officers going out to businesses in that Greenville area, Miss Terry is not the first person to bring up this, I would say in the last month, that there's been an excessive amount of officers going to similar businesses in the area, and the claims not matching what is being told to them. So there is another Oprah request that was recently submitted by another establishment. We're waiting for the results of that Oprah request to come out, and then I'm sitting with public safety director to investigate further. So it's good to have the additional information.
I'll just say, obviously, Lady G's brick and mortar is not in my ward, so I would defer and trust my colleagues. But we rented out the food truck for our seniors over the summer. Everything was fantastic. And I've been to your establishment supporting a future county commissioner, Ms. Johnson, to my right. It was a great place. So just wanted to offer that to you.
This is also not my ward, but I also love your empanadas. So.
Okay. Back to our public speakers. Our next speaker, 5.18, Danielle.
Good evening. Tonight, I want to ask a simple question. What legal repercussions exist for property owners who allow buildings and lots to sit vacant and deteriorate for years? Jersey City is experiencing a development boom. Cranes fill our skyline, and many major projects are nearing completion. But as we continue to grow, I think we need to ask whether growth always means building something new, or whether it can also mean restoring, rehabilitating, and preserving what already exists. Across our neighborhoods, there are buildings that have been neglected for years. Some become safety concerns. Others are allowed to deteriorate until demolition becomes the only option. Too often, pieces of Jersey City's history are lost, not because they couldn't be saved, but because they were allowed to fall into disrepair. Recently, I came across a phrase that perfectly captures what many residents are feeling. Our system too often rewards extraction over cultivation. That phrase has stayed with me. When properties are left vacant, when owners neglect historic buildings, and when neighborhoods are forced to live with the consequences, that is extraction over cultivation. Communities lose while speculation wins. The people of Jersey City want cultivation. We want thriving neighborhoods, preserved history, safe housing, and responsible stewardship of the places we call home. I wonder if some of our enforcement processes could be more proactive. Too often, compliance seems to depend on owners voluntarily doing the right thing or violations being discovered after the fact. Whether it's tree protections, site requirements, or property maintenance, accountability should not depend on someone getting caught. So I ask, are our current enforcement tools sufficient? Are there stronger mechanisms available to address long-term neglect and ensure compliance before damage is done? Preservation and development do not have to be opposing forces. We can build new housing while protecting our history. We can welcome growth without erasing the character that makes Jersey City unique. Growth should not mean demolition by neglect. Sometimes the most sustainable thing we can do is restore what is already here. Thank you for your time.
Danielle, thank you for your comments. Just wanted to note that what we're seeing in Ward C is a lot of the properties that are getting fines are already been transferred to a private developer. And instead of just issuing low-level fines, I've asked planning to look into whether we can trust that person or that business to develop responsibly if they can't take care of their property before their approvals. So I just want to thank you again for your comments.
And I have a question for the administration. I don't know if you can answer this, but a report came out saying that there was an uptick in us giving out parking tickets and violations. Do we have a report on properties that are in violation? Like, are we seeing more like tickets, cleaning liens and so forth?
We can take this back to the relevant departments and get you more information.
Well, I mean, I can speak personally. The problem is not the uptick in the ticket. The problem is the tickets are too cheap for the developers. So it's just the cost of doing business. So there's been an uptick. They've been issuing more citations. But I mean, these guys are using these properties as tax slaves, man. It makes no sense for a prominent developer to have development on the waterfront and have a huge vacant building on the main corridor. Like it's just mind-boggling. Those are the properties that we need to be making sure is up for condemnation.
I agree.
Especially when the back of the building is gone.
Our council office, Danielle, thank you for raising this, has also been looking into this. One thing we've been finding is enforcement problems in our city with this, where a building will be on the vacancy list 1 year, will pay one fine or one fee, excuse me, to register with that vacancy list, and then an inspector deems it no longer vacant falsely, unfortunately, and it then goes back down to non-vacant, doesn't have to pay an increased fee the next year to register again. So we're encountering a lot of enforcement issues that our office is trying to work with administration and housing preservation to solve. So appreciate the cooperation with the admin on this, and yeah, appreciate the advocacy, because this is a serious problem in the Heights to Greenville, sounds like. So
Okay. On to our next speaker, 5.19, Brittany. Brittany's not here. What?
He's not here.
That's what I said. I don't know who's on second. 5.20, Jessica?
I'm here to talk about the Port Liberté Ferry. Okay, I understand that the city wants to take away our subsidy. You think we're affluent. We have secretaries, we have police. We need that. We rely on that ferry to get into Manhattan. Council President Ridley, you know I'm an attorney. That sounds so exciting, you know, very affluent. I'm an immigration lawyer. Everything that this city fights, you protest, and then you get to go home. I'm living in the trenches. I rely on an affordable way to get to work. Every video that you see on TikTok, Instagram, of people getting arrested outside of court, I can show you the pictures. I'm there. I'm in the trenches. The stuff that I've seen, you would have nightmares. Imagine watching a woman say goodbye to her 4-year-old and her 6-year-old outside a federal building, knowing she's not coming out. I rely on and my neighbors rely on an affordable way to get to the city. We pay anywhere between $20 and $30 million in taxes a year, in property taxes. You don't pick up my trash. You don't plow my roads. You don't pave my roads. You give me Jersey City Fire Department, which I would like to say for the record is unbelievable, and I'm so thankful for what they do for this city. We barely get police unless somebody calls 911. You landlock me on a marathon, preventing people from going to the doctor, to the airport, to religious institutions. You landlock me on a football game, but yet you take my $20 to $30 million a year and you don't give me anything. Every single ward in this city has public transportation. I drove by Society Hill the other day just to look. They have a bus. What do we have? We have our ferry. Our shuttle bus to Grove Street, we pay for. Okay? We're not as affluent as you think. I am sick of this city forgetting about Port Liberté. I need you. I need you to fight for me. Council President Ridley, I need you to help me fight for what this council and this city claims that they stand for in terms of ICE, immigration enforcement, unfairness, injustice. Okay, I'm very passionate about my job. I'm doing it 25 years. In my life, I could have never envisioned what I'm dealing with today. Every day it's something. And if you take away our subsidy and make my commute into Manhattan unsustainable and unaffordable, then I can't do my job to fight for what this city council stands for and what this city claims to be against, and that's ICE. I thank you for your time. I'm sorry that I got a little, but that's my life.
Our next speaker,
1 second, Sean. 1 second, Sean. Jessica, I'll talk to you offline, but we are working on some stuff for the ferry. I don't want to speak before anything is solid. Yeah. Okay, but we'll talk offline, but we are working with the administration and I think we are close to a resolution. It is an important ferry stop. It is the only one on that side of the city. We fought to get it back after they closed it during COVID. It is the only ferry stop where you could park for free and a lot of residents in Greenville use it. So like I said, we'll have more information hopefully by next week, but we are fighting to make sure it continues.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Your time. Next speaker, 5.21, Kevin Davis.
First of all, go Spurs. Just kidding. Glad that I now got your attention. You guys almost fell for it. So I was coming here tonight mostly upset, and now I'm mostly happy because of the beginning of the meeting. So I brought up some concerns at the Educational Gilmore Community Caucus that was also joined by Councilman Griffin, as well as both of their staffs. So the automotive contract for the automated camera parking tickets. Now, obviously, I want cars to get ticketed for parking in bike lanes because I'm on a bike in the bike lane and I don't like when the car's in it, especially when I'm on my way to Ward B to get the best roadie in the city. But Ward F got the best oxtail. So I bike, it's important, but I think, you know, when you realize that these fines are $175 for parking in a bike lane, yet in Pittsburgh, it's $60. And Pittsburgh also did the automated parking cameras, and they were able to reduce most of their illegal parking. So, you know, with this regressive fee, which is a parking ticket, we need to really look at who it hurts, because whether you're driving a Bentley, a Cadillac Escalade with Spreewells, or a Honda Civic that's from 1996, you're paying the same amount in parking tickets. It doesn't make sense. So I was able to tell Councilman Gilmore's office about my research about automotives. The CEO has been throwing his money around. $1,000 donation to Mayor Solomon, $1,000 donation to the Hoboken Mayor, Emily Jabor, $1,000 donation to Assemblyman Bala, $750 donation to the Safe Streets PAC. That's right. It's all about the Benjamins for them, too. And Diddy didn't wrote that. It was actually Jadakiss. My source, my friend that I went to high school with, sold Jadakiss weed and told me all about it. So I think when you look at these new bids, we should look to see what type of contract the city's getting. Because I tried looking at the contract to research it for Jersey City. I called the clerk's office and they're like, well, maybe we can email it to you or you can do an Oprah. But all I've been doing is filing Oprahs with the city, and I'm still waiting on most of them. So I think the city, and it's not a criticism of the office. I was a government employee myself. You guys work hard. I was an elected official too. When I was an elected official and we had our agendas out in the public online, you can see all the backup documents. And all I could see for this was the resolution. Because I remember I was biking. I was right near Garfield Park. And I pulled over. There was a guy wearing camo shorts and a Dominique Wilkins jersey. You can't forget that combo. And I was looking at the agenda and it wasn't even on there. And then the next day it was, and it was just a resolution. So my time is going up. Make the agendas more transparent. Let's look into these regressive fees so we can get safer streets without making people bankrupt. And go Spurs. Just kidding.
.22, Chris.
Defer my time because I'm printed twice.
Yeah, but you can only speak once. So you have to speak now.
Speak now? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So good evening, Council President and Council. My name is Chris Capers. I'm a lifelong resident of Jersey City. My entire family lives here, and my son is also a student in the Jersey City school system. Jersey City is more than where I live. It is my home. I have a deep personal investment in its future. I have a firsthand personal and professional understanding of how development impacts our neighborhoods. I am honored to be considered for a position on the planning board that will let me use my skills to ensure development live up to the vision of our city's master plan and are compliant with local ordinances that protect and promote that vision. Throughout my career, I have worked on numerous construction projects throughout the city, including the landmark 99 Hudson development. These experiences have provided me with extensive knowledge of construction practices and safety. As a shop steward and union organizer, I have also been involved in code enforcement on job sites, keeping members safe by ensuring compliant construction practices. As an organizer, bringing forward complaints when building or safety codes are violated. My commitment to Jersey City extends beyond my profession. I've been actively involved in the community through coaching youth sports, volunteering, and supporting various community organizations.
These experiences have allowed me to connect with residents from all walks of life and better understand the needs and concerns of our community. Having witnessed Jersey City transform from the old Jersey City to the vibrant and growing city that we see today, I have a unique perspective on both its history and its future. I'm proud to serve on a board that helps guide projects and make decisions that will shape the future of Jersey City for generations to come. A sincere thanks to the Solomon administration for their support and confidence, and I look forward to continuing to serve our community and helping ensure that Jersey City growth benefits all who call it home. Thank you.
Next speaker is a duplicate of 5.15. So next speaker, 5.24, Adine.
Good evening, everyone. I'm a little nervous. I apologize in advance. My name is Adina Rivera. My husband and I moved here about 7 years ago, around the time that we had our little girl. And we recently purchased a home near the Monticello corridor. And I am also with the Friends of Monticello. I'm here because I care and I want to contribute and be engaged where most useful to the community. As a newer resident, I wanted to share my initial perspectives on Monticello and emphasize two key issues in need of urgent prioritization, some that have been shared with my fellow community members. Firstly, safety. Residents and business owners should not have to deal with assault, open air drug use, public drinking, loitering, illegal dumping, broken sidewalks, or excessive trash. Basic public safety and maintenance are a minimum requirement for a thriving community. Regarding safety, something that wasn't mentioned earlier, on June 1st, there was a shooting near Monticello in the middle of the afternoon across the street from a playground and at around 3:30 p.m. when children may have been present. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but safety incidents like this are unacceptable, and apparently they're not isolated. I won't rehash the incident with the child at Monticello Park and the dad that was assaulted. What I will say is that I put myself in the position of that man and I thought, what would my child be feeling? It makes me truly emotional and very upset. It's heartbreaking to think what that child may have felt, what that father felt, how scared he may have been. It's truly unacceptable. With regards to my own personal experiences, I've witnessed aggressive catcalling. I've been generously offered drugs twice. I was cursed at for not engaging in the offer to do drugs. And on a separate occasion, while walking to yoga, I was pursued for over a block by a man. This is uncomfortable. I shouldn't have to feel this way. This is a pattern of behavior for multiple individuals that are perusing the Monticello corridor. Secondly, we have to address the vacant and unsafe properties. Then there are many on Monticello. Griffin, I know that we've talked about this extensively, and Rolando as well. Neglected buildings are a breeding ground for safety issues. They create opportunities for trespassing, drug dealing and use, and they reduce the quality of life. We need stronger accountability for delinquent property owners, many of whom have the means to develop and maintain their properties. I've looked into them. I've looked at the property tax records. We know who owns them. Alongside the members of Monticello community, we've helped identify the problematic properties, and we welcome the opportunity to work with the city on solutions. It sounds collectively like all of the wards are facing the same issue with properties, so maybe we can find a way to work together across all of the wards to address enforcement, code violations, to determine how best to deal with condemnation. It shouldn't be that each ward is dealing with it individually and separately. That's exceptionally inefficient and not scalable. And I look forward to working with all of you, honestly and sincerely. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker, 5.25, Kelly.
Hello. Hi, everyone. This is my first time speaking, so bear with me. I also didn't prepare anything, so here we go. I've been in Jersey City for a long time, and I'm a lifetime Hudson County resident. I unfortunately have a lot of people in my life who have passed away from car accidents and things of that nature. And I think that's something that's been on everyone's mind lately. Just yesterday, after you guys actually did the pedestrian crosswalk over on Bergen, I was actually driving and a gentleman came from behind me and sped around into oncoming traffic and in front of me. And it was not the best thing. So I pulled up next to him and I asked him why he did that. And he said I was going too slow. So there's just something about the culture around driving here that I think is a bit of an issue. I also think closing the Rainbow Bridge that connects Journal Square to like that Ward F area has been a big problem. And then on top of that, I'm also a mom and I walk around Monticello very frequently with my 2.5-year-old son. And everything that everyone has said tonight is a fact. And it's very sad. I have a hard time walking around there thinking about when I'm going to have to explain to my son what is happening. There's also an incident that happened back in 2024 where my husband and I went to our car, got our stroller, went to Lincoln Park, came back, and our car was gone. So our car was stolen. And on top of that, my car has been totaled while parked, broken into, and now stolen in Jersey City. So we'll take that as a badge of honor, right? So after it being joyridden for 5 weeks, you know, it was dropped a block or two away from where it was stolen, which is my neighborhood. And I've just kind of over the last year told myself I wanted to get more involved. And a lot of the people here are actually my neighbors and business owners that are really trying to make a difference. And I think everyone should really lean on each other in that because we really have to help each other and collaborate on what the solutions are for this, you know, because there are a lot of, you know, people in the neighborhood that are drinking because of loss. You know, I talked to one gentleman who lost his son and, you know, maybe there's some kind of community effort that could be made with community fridge or community resources in that area. There really isn't anything right now. There's actually a space that has Solomon and Gilmore's face on it, which
Thank you.
would be a great community space. So thanks, guys.
Our next speaker, 5.26, Jonathan.
I'm sorry, just really quickly. So I met with two departments. One, I met with Health and Human Services, where, you know, they'll be looking to disperse teams of people out to talk to people who they may see have issues on the street, whether it's substance abuse, if they're unhoused, and you know, other you know, issues they may have. And I also met with the safety department, and I met with the director of public safety, and he's supposed to get me a timeline and a schedule for foot patrols. And these foot patrols, that, you know, it's not to go out and arrest people, but to go out, talk, meet with businesses, and have that presence out there to show that they're out there, right? And this is a safe community. And so I just wanted to say that because, you know, I see that, you know, a lot of people showed up to figure out what's going on. And also, you know, on the emails, I got another response I have to send you guys. I did send the vacant properties list, but I got a response from the deputy chief of I'm not the deputy chief, the deputy director of public safety, in regards to the placards for abandoned properties.
Okay, our next speaker, 5.26, Jonathan.
Thank you. Good evening, Council. While I strongly support the proposed automated traffic enforcement pilot, I'm actually here tonight to talk about a different kind of pilot, that is the Canal Crossing project. I would like to thank the Ward F Councilman Gilmore for his support for the project at caucus the other day. And I just want to say a few words about the project. So I live somewhat nearby in Ward A, about one light rail stop away. And, right now that area, unfortunately, it's blighted. It's a formal industrial area. Everyone's still scared about it. I think this project would be great for the community. It would revitalize the area. The neighbors I've talked to, they're in favor of it. And it's not just that, it's the financial aspect. So I know people are debating the value of pilots, but right now, according to the numbers that were published, it's generating $62K annually for the city. And with this pilot, it will generate 1.85 million. Now, yes, hypothetically, if we could have a project without a pilot, maybe it would be even better. I don't see anyone lining up to do that. So we're basically choosing 62 versus 1.85. It's pretty simple math there. No one is jumping up to do that. Lastly, we're in an affordable housing crisis. So this is a great project. We're going to add a lot of affordable units. We're going to add a lot of, this is an area where a lot of people are getting priced out. It really needs that help. So thank you very much for your support. And my ask is in a few weeks to vote yes on the second ordinance. Thank you.
The next speaker, 5.27, Ivan.
Good evening, Council. I am here to also express my strong support for the Canal Crossing Pilot Ordinance. This project is an important step towards a more vibrant and accessible city. It transforms underutilized land into a mixed-use development, provided much-needed housing for the community. I am particularly encouraged by the commitment to dedicate 10% of pilot revenue to the Education Infrastructure Capital Fund, which is a tangible way to ensure development directly benefits the schools. While I understand that there are differing opinions regarding pilots or what the ideal amount of affordable housing that is needed or required, however, I believe it is essential that we focus on progress that is actually achievable. In urban planning, waiting for the perfect project can become the enemy of good. So, and that is exactly how in many cases we end up with zero affordable housing, zero funding for school. So this is a very good pilot that I encourage you to support. Remember, pilot programs are a tool, and when utilized responsibly, it is a great tool that can benefit the community when properly negotiated. So again, I urge you to support this agreement. And since I have a little bit more time on a different topic, I want to discuss the horrific accident on Ocean Avenue, which has left a woman and 2 children hospitalized. I urge you that we please treat this with the utmost urgency. People are getting hurt on the streets because of lack of proper traffic enforcement. So I also support the other pilot of automated parking enforcement cameras. Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.28, Eric.
Good evening. I'm also speaking in support of the canal crossing ordinance that will be coming before you in a couple of weeks for second reading. I think this is a good project for a variety of reasons, which have been said by Ivan and Jonathan previously. Most notably, this is a redevelopment of currently a former industrial brownfield site. So this will create a vibrant new community with access to public transit in a location that currently does not have it. I'm also encouraged by the amount of affordable housing that is set aside. But as we are talking about affordable housing, I do want to draw your attention to some of the standards that might be developing over the next couple months. So that way you're aware of some of the trade-offs that might be coming down the pike. Most notably, as we increase the set aside for affordable housing, we increase the needed use of a pilot, but we also decrease the revenue that the city gets from a said pilot because we have to increase the subsidy necessary for affordable housing. Now, this project is particularly good because it's got a 20% set aside, which gives it access to Aspire tax credits. Hopefully it will get those tax credits, which will make it more likely to break ground. If it does not get Aspire tax credits, however, we're likely just to see it sit vacant for years, if not decades to come. So I am just encouraging everybody to be flexible and thinking about how we fund these projects. But also because Aspire tax credits are limited, I also want to draw attention that we might be running the risk if we require 20% affordable housing set-asides in every single development in Jersey City, we risk not building any affordable housing at all because of the subsidy necessary to make affordable housing work. And that could have real ramifications, particularly downtown. There are sites like 150 Bay, 155 Montgomery, which would make excellent locations for affordable housing. Those will most likely require a pilot to work. But if we require 20% set-asides for all pilot agreements moving forward, that means we're likely not to get all the Aspire aid necessary because, again, that's capped. So I'm just saying maintain some flexibility with projects. I would encourage you all to do 20% set-asides downtown and get Aspire for there, because one of the benefits of affordable housing is, of course, giving families access to better schools. And because downtown tends to have better schools, you're getting low-income families access to better schools. So if we're looking at an equity perspective of funding affordable housing, that's a really important consideration. So it's just something to think about as you move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker, 5.29, Brendan.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to keep this short. I just want to talk about biking around in the city. I no longer count how many times when I'm biking that I risk my life. I count how many times I bike to point A to point B and feel safe. It's around 6 times in the last 6 months. Mostly biking to Exchange Place from 155 Washington Street. The bike lanes are a joke. They often have cars, are uncleared, or in few times with glass in them. We need to do better to actually keep the city safe and to handle traffic calming. I've driven in the city and it is an absolute nightmare. I remember being 18 years old driving home after high school, and despite the traffic from the tunnel, it was a bit saner. We need more traffic enforcement, pursuing any way we can to automate lane violations of our traffic code, raising sidewalks, looking at other examples from other cities. In many countries, when a car crashes into a building, which is a common occurrence apparently now in New Jersey, they look at what caused this to happen. They look at the contents of the person and the road design. Our roads are designed to be driven fast. You can do 60 miles an hour quite easily on most of the roads in this city. We should be taking steps to minimize the urge for people to drive directly fast and rushing through things, limiting the amount of heavy trucks that are going through our shorter city streets. Thank you.
Excuse me. Next speaker, 5.30, Alexa.
My name's Alexa. I'm a third-year OB resident physician at Jersey City Medical Center. I am here testifying in support of the resolution 26318, which is urging Jersey City Medical Center to seek a commitment to fair wages.
Alexa, pick your mic. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I'm gonna lower it. Better?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm a third-year OB resident at Jersey City. I'm here to testify in support of the resolution for 26318 to help urge Jersey City Medical Center to support fair wages for the resident physicians and fellows. As a resident, we work 80 hours a week. We take care of, I guess there's 145,000, a little over, women in Jersey City. And with the closure of Christ recently,
there is a huge influx. I mean, we have so many patients on our labor floor that they're laboring in the hallway, in the triage bays. It's insane. On top of these hours and the patient loads, we're leaving work after 13, 14 hours to go bargain with the hospital administration, and they have disregarded us many, many times. The bargaining has been going on for over a year now. We're not asking for a lot. We're asking to be paid fairly, which is comparable to other programs in the area, other residency programs. Right now, we're getting paid the least out of at least all the Rutgers programs that are here. The cost of living, specifically in Jersey City, is way higher than that in Newark and other places across the state of New Jersey. We've shared many stories with them, with the hospital themselves over the past year, including some of my own, like, having a flat tire that I used to fill up when I got to work and when I got home because I couldn't afford the $300 tire. It's kind of crazy. Most of my co-residents are preparing for the next bargaining meeting, and so right now, them is here with me. But we want to say thank you for your continued support with us. We truly love our jobs. We love taking care of the women in Jersey City, but we just want to be treated fairly. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for coming and speaking. It's a no-brainer to put forward this resolution in support of you all, especially with the closure at Christ. We know the incredible caseload that you all are working under. So just thank you all for your service to everyone at Jersey City Medical Center, residents, nurses, aides, for keeping our city healthy and alive right now. Well, this is our only hospital. So putting forward this resolution was, again, a no-brainer. Really proud to support the residents of CIR SEIU.
Our next speaker, 5.31, Kevin.
Evening. This is the 80th time our group has been in this hall, pleading our case and pleading a case for everybody who lives in Jersey City, especially those who rent here. So for no group photo for us, perhaps our 100th meeting, which comes up this November. Yesterday morning, the director of the city's Rent Leveling Bureau sent us all an email. It's a little puzzling. I read it 10 times and I'm still confused. The director who administers Chapter 260, the rent control chapter, wrote to tell us an inspector confirmed each of our buildings has a designated superintendent. First, that's a Chapter 254 question. That chapter focuses on property maintenance, not rent control or tenant disclosure. Different chapter, not within the Bureau's purview, as he testified before this committee recently. The email didn't even mention Chapter 260. The email, though, says confirmed. We looked for that confirmation everywhere tenants can look. Wasn't in the Bureau's own file, no apartment number for any superintendent there. How about the rent roll? The official city documentation currently reads $0 on their official form, marked system error. It's not in our lobbies. Within hours of the email, we took pictures of every paper posted in both buildings. Walls we have photographed for that same director multiple times. Chapter 260 required information is not there. Chapter 260 required disclosures have never reached a single tenant. The law requires proof tenants can see. What happened instead was an inspection that saw information that isn't there. Under Section 263J, full compliance with those disclosure requirements is a qualification for any rent increases. The increases keep coming. Why would the director email about the chapter he doesn't oversee, but stay silent on the one he does? And why does every answer somehow end with our landlord excused? Investigate the investigation? It's starting to feel awkward. Why is everything a chess match in Jersey City? Well, there's a paper, didn't have the right information, but at least there's a paper with somebody's name on it. The number doesn't go to that person, it goes to the Philippines, or now it goes to an AI chatbot. It really does, but not our super, not any super. There's not even a paper in either building that has the word super or superintendent even on it. Why is our landlord still getting a free pass across at least 3 different ordinance chapters, especially for violations that have nothing to do with what the original owners built or filed during construction? The former mayor of this city signed a mandatory minimum fines into law. I'm hoping that our current mayor will start to see that it's enforced. It's confusing that it hasn't been even after his executive order. Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.32, Daniel.
Evening, Daniel Feldman, 155 Washington Street. In case this council may not already know, there is a stay on the enforcement of the Security Ordinance, Chapter 218 at our buildings, while our landlord's challenge sits in court. My question tonight is why? Why is there still a stay when the city has always had the simplest path to having it lifted? Since 2007, a recorded covenant has required the lane beside the Korean War Memorial to be closed and chained 8 at night to 8 in the morning every day by the property's own security personnel. The county recorded it. It binds every owner since. It is not stayed. No court has touched it. For more than a year, the prior council and the prior mayor, and this council and this mayor have received a daily written reminder that it exists. And the city has never told the court that this one recorded obligation, all on its own, makes the exemption our landlord is seeking pointless. Whatever happens to the ordinance, the deed still requires security personnel at our buildings every night. So this is the court side, not handled. In this spring, instead of clearing it up in court, something new has started. Each night, the lane stands open. I file a report in the city's own system. And now, someone who works for the city marks each new violation a duplicate of an old one, even though this city's own code says each day a violation continues as a new and separate offense, not handled in court, swept under the rug by people who report to the mayor who reports to the people. Why does our landlord always get a pass? Why does Mayor Solomon allow it? The memorial deserves the protection that was promised, and the city and its taxpayers deserve the bargain it paid for. This council deserves to know how simple the fix has always been. Next speaker will be Michelle Hirsch, 5.49.
Can I just ask a question beforehand, and Sarah, let us know if Corporation Council, let us know if this is something you can tell us in open session here, or the administration. Is anyone having a conversation about whether the gate is open or not? I mean, this is the 800th, whatever times I've heard this twice a month for 6 months. We either enforce it or we don't. Someone can give us an answer, please.
Extensive conversations are happening, and we'd be happy to brief you on them.
Thank you.
1 second, Michelle, I'm sorry. So just for the record, we're skipping 5.33 all the way down to 5.48. Is that correct?
Tonight.
I want to say something clever, but it's my son's birthday tomorrow, so he thanks you. And that too, yeah, absolutely. Councilperson Zupa's wife thanks you. All right, next speaker, 5.49, Michelle.
Good evening, Michelle Hirsch, 100 Warren Street. Last September, a candidate for mayor told this city, quote, "If your landlord breaks the law, we will freeze your rent." My neighbors believed him. A lot of them voted for him. I have 4 points to make on that today. You can look at those papers later, but you can look at me while I speak. Number one, it's June. We're 5 months into a new administration, and the law breaking at our buildings isn't our characterization. It's on the record with the city. There's a landlord registration statement being held as open as incomplete. And there's what's supposed to be a rent roll showing nothing but a system error. Number 2, the fines. Last October, this council passed mandatory minimums for housing violations. It was approved unanimously. It was sponsored by the man who is now mayor, signed by the mayor before him. If a single fine had been collected at our buildings under that ordinance for the 3 separate chapters it covers, nobody's told us, the people paying the rent. Most of those violations stand on their own. Number 3, the audit. The January executive order promised one citywide on rent control. That audit just turned 5 months old. How I'd love to see a draft. Number 4, this spring, we compared this administration's enforcement at our buildings with the last administration's. We genuinely can't tell where one administration's ends and where that administration's non-action ends and where the other begins. We're not asking the council to referee a dispute. The city's record is clear. The board's decision, the hold note on the 2026 annual landlord registration statement, the ordinance, the executive order, the city wrote every one of them. Tonight, we're just reading them back to you. We've said all this for the last 3.5 years at every meeting, in writing, in the city's 311 system, every day. We've run out of ways to call what's happening a mistake. So, one small ask. Any of you can come to our building any day and enter the lobby and look at the wall where the law says a specific posting with specific information must hang. It'll take 2 minutes of your time, and then you'll know what an inspection missed again for the second time. The freeze was promised, so were fines, and so was the audit. Today, we're only asking if any of them was real. We've taken a leap of faith on your assumptions, on your assurances, and the reality is we're in free fall. Thank you.
Our next speaker, 5.50, Nick.
Let me just ask real quick, maybe the BA or our law department. So I do remember the comment being made, if your landlord breaks the law, we will freeze your rent. So is there, what's the process for that? Do we know? And is there anything in process with any properties in Jersey City?
Hello. There are provisions in Chapter 260 that were referenced in public comment earlier this evening that do say that it is unlawful for a landlord of a rent-controlled property to increase rent by any amount unless certain conditions are met. I'm happy to circulate those code provisions for you all. I can't speak as I sit here today to what any current enforcement efforts might be happening, but the BA's office and law department can certainly coordinate with HEDC and the Rent Leveling Board to give you an update on that.
Thank you.
Okay, our next speaker, 5.50, Nick. Is Nick here?
Nix?
No. Next, 5.51, Ash K. Ash.
Akshay.
Ashka? No?
No.
5.52, Joyce. Not here. 5.53 spoke earlier. 5.54 is a duplication of 5.22. 5.55, Keith. Okay. 5.56, Jamaica.
Nope.
5.57, Michael.
Here.
5.58, Kenny. 5.59, Tarif.
Sharif, I don't see it.
5.60, Oliver. 5.61, Carice.
Reese left.
That's not a bad thing.
Hold on, wait, I think.
5.62, Cameron. Not here. 5.63, Dante. Dante is here. Let's raise that mic for you, Dante. There you go.
Good evening, Council. My name is Dan Talaga, and I'm a, excuse me, housing manager at the Waterfront Project. It's a certified housing counseling agency and civil legal center serving residents across all 12 towns and cities in Hudson County. As Jersey City lead rider council provider, we connect tenants facing eviction with free legal representation because we believe no one should lose their home simply because they could not afford a lawyer. The housing crisis in the city is something we see up close every single day. Jersey City is in the middle of a real affordability emergency. More than half of our residents are rent burdened. Of the over 74,000 units approved in the last decade, fewer than 5% were affordable. Every week, our counselors sit with families, hardworking, long-time residents who are one rent increase away from losing the home they have built their lives in. We are also working with an environment where landlords are aggressively pushing to remove tenants and raise rents. Families are not looking for luxury, they're looking for stability and affordability. The Canal Crossing project responds directly to that need. 102 affordable units with rents at 30% AMI, meaning rents the range for $1,000 and $1,500 a month is exactly the kind of housing our clients can use. Affordable 3-bedroom units for families are especially important. That kind of commitment is rare, but it does matter. We also want to say something plainly about the financial structure that makes this project possible. Building housing in Jersey City is extraordinarily expensive. Land construction and financing costs are among the highest in the entire region. For deeply affordable housing, the rents those families can pay do not come close to covering what it costs to build. That gap has to be filled, or those units simply do not get built. The pallet structure in this project is what makes those 102 affordable units possible. It is not a giveaway, it is what turns a promise of affordability into actual homes for real families. A project that guarantees affordable units for lower income residents is absolutely essential to help keep Jersey City a place for all people, not just for those that can afford the highest rents. Me and the Waterfront Project stands in strong support of the Canal Crossing project. Our clients need Jersey City to build housing like this and keep building it. We urge you, Council, to move this forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker, 5.64, Gwen. Gwen's not here. Next speaker, 5.65, Caitlin. $5.66, Renee.
Yes. Good evening, everybody. My name is Renee Steinhagen. I'm the Executive Director of New Jersey Appleseed, and I was the attorney who represented 18 neighborhood association groups in Jersey City that challenged the ward redistricting ordinance. Ward redistricting map. I'm speaking in favor of Ordinance 26-R44, which I understand you guys approved for first reading, and I thank you very much. But tonight I'm here speaking as a resident of 77 Hudson Street, a resident in the old Ward E, injected into the socially incoherent new Ward F that snakes all the way from Communipore Avenue down to the waterfront, primarily on Grand Avenue. This ordinance is a model, quote unquote, good government ordinance. It's consistent with state and federal law, and it embodies and implements best practices regarding ward redistricting, transparency, and accountability. We, Jersey City residents, will be assured that we pick our ward representatives and they don't pick us. We, Jersey City residents, will be assured that the Ward Commission will hear our own concepts and identification of communities of interest. We, Jersey City residents, will be aware of why decisions are made, and we, Jersey City residents, will be assured that only valid principles of redistricting will be employed and considered. As the attorney for Jersey City said the other night and admitted the other night, this ordinance is not inconsistent with state law and it constitutes good public policy. That alone is reason to adopt it and send a message to the Ward Commission, the future Ward Commission, that an open and transparent ward redistricting process is what Jersey City residents demand and that you, their elected officials, desire as well. Thank you.
Renee, I got your notes today. Just thank you. I got your message today in your notes. Thank you. I think you sent it to my staffer, to Lukeman. Well, it made it to me anyway, so thanks. Oh, okay.
Any further information that you want.
Well, thank you anyway.
Okay.
Thank you to that unsung hero who passed along the notes.
Next speaker, 5.67, Erica. Next speaker, 5.68, Isaac.
Good evening, council. I'll make this quick because no one's here. No, I'm just kidding. People are here. I want to really share my thoughts and support with the CIR members, the resident physicians at Jersey City Medical Center, of which there's a resolution before you supporting them in their fight for a fair contract. As someone who's in bargaining sessions with my employer, Rutgers University, I know how negotiations go. But I know more than that, that workers deserve a lot more than what they're getting right now. And workers can win that with their strong unions. So shout out CIR. Thank you, Councilman Jake Efros, for putting forth the resolution 10.4. On ordinance 26044, as the prior speaker just mentioned, an ordinance with the effort of having more fair ward maps in the future. I think this is an ordinance we need to support as well. I was here in this room when in 2022 the ward map was being shown to the public the first time, and I thought then, as I think now, that that entire process lacked the real accountability that we could have gotten from that commission. Thank you, John Manila. So I think we can do better. We can keep neighborhoods together. We can not look at election data when we're making these maps. That's really weird. It's almost like you're trying to pick your voters. So thank you for supporting that. On a few other issues that were, mentioned, on the really interesting question of representation for the council, I think you guys can make that decision, but I'm leaning against it in terms of representation for the council as independent of the administration. And also just finally be cautious and scrutinize pilots, tax abatements. I think we can always scrutinize pilots and demand more. And for that speaker that was like, we need more home ownership, I'm like, okay, great, but look at the 95-5 deal. That's not working out so well. Go Knicks.
Go Knicks.
Somebody get up here.
Our next speaker, 5.69, Gabe. Here. 5.70, Stephanie.
She's here.
This is in regards to the automotives, hate name. Now, I was going to originally kind of pitch you kind of a sarcastic ask if the RFP was still open. So thrilled to learn there's a chance for me to submit something. I took a look at the quote from Automotus. It comes in at the low end at like 3.3, high end like 6 and change. And I thought, how much would it cost to just put a meter maid on each block? 3.7. Not too bad. We're often told technology is the ultimate solution because it's cost effective, it's efficient. trade-off of privacy and security is worth it because the alternative is just too expensive, too time intensive. That doesn't seem to be the case here. There are a couple things I find incredulous about the positioning of this vendor, and I think it's going to be consistent with every vendor. They say, oh, the police can't use it. What are you talking about? The son of Sam was caught because of a parking ticket. We've been doing this since at least 1977. They're going to keep using this data to conduct police work. Their data retention. I don't buy any of their like, oh, the pictures get deleted, because that doesn't square with any compliance standard in any state or any kind of certificate. At the very least, it's going to be 12 months. This may make that moot because there is a log of data in all of these services of the date, the street, and the license plate number. You can paint a picture. You know what's going on there. I listened to the caucus, didn't love how security and privacy were addressed. It was like, yeah, no, it's totally secure. No, it's not. No, it's not. Let's just go with a scenario. Say I, for some reason, start dating a Jersey City cop. It goes south, all my fault. What do you have in place to prevent said cop from stalking me with this service? I don't think the government should be reliant on private companies for digital services. We have a state innovation authority. There's no reason they cannot deliver a service like this that has all of the consideration and thought for privacy and security. You can treat a meter maid as a pilot and then take it to the state and say, hey, you can save taxpayers a lot of money because these people want to charge us $6 million. They want to charge Fort Lee probably another $6 million. I mean, they got a nice racket going because you could use taxpayers to create jobs, or you could use taxpayer money to fund the wealth of the most evil people in the world.
Thank you. Our next speaker, 5.71, Francine. Not here. 5.72 is a duplication of 5.63. 5.73, Colin. Here. 5.74, Hope.
Good evening, Council President and members of the Council. My name is Hope Smart, and I am the founder and executive director of Higher Hopes, a recipient of the Opioid Settlement Grant. These funds exist because families were devastated by addiction, and prevention was identified as one of the most powerful tools to stop that cycle before it begins. Every day, we see what prevention looks like in real life. We support children with behavioral health needs, kids who are fighting emotional battles bigger than their bodies. And we serve displaced families, including a family of 8 who lives in a motel and has been for over a year. For those children, Higher Hopes is the only place where they can step out of a single room, eat a hot meal, breathe, and feel like the world hasn't forgotten them. We also serve neurodivergent children and employ neurodivergent adults who may be overwhelmed, overstimulated, and often misunderstood. But with us, they are safe, they are seen, they are supported. We welcome returning college students and alumni from our Teen Leadership Program, young people who come back to build entrepreneurship skills, leadership skills, and a sense of purpose. This is prevention. And the research is clear. Positive youth engagement reduces the likelihood of substance misuse by up to 40%. Early emotional support is one of the strongest protective factors against later addiction. The U.S. Surgeon General states that community belonging is a critical buffer against addiction and mental health decline. This is exactly what the opioid settlement was meant to fund. But we cannot continue to do the work when our Q1 reimbursement, January through March, remains unpaid. We cannot continue with timelines when timelines have not been clear and every update is non-definitive. Prevention cannot run on uncertainty. Children cannot wait. Families cannot wait. Higher Hopes is doing the work. We are showing up every day. We need the city to show up too. With timely reimbursements, clear communication, and the urgency that this matter deserves. Thank you.
Ms. Smart,
Yes.
who's supposed to, where's the reimbursement supposed to come from?
Health and Human Services.
Okay, do we know anything about the
We have
reimbursement? When it's-
an email trail now. The administration is working to make sure we get her payments. I forwarded over to the BA. So do we have an update that we can share with her?
Yes, so the problem with dispersing these payments was that under the former administration, HHS posted what it deemed to be a grant award opportunity for various nonprofits, and it sent out letters that purported to award those grants to those organizations, but they did not follow the proper process of passing a resolution authorizing the award of those grants. So we have vetted and confirmed that every use of those funds that was awarded by HHS is compliant with the settlement obligations that fund those grant disbursements. However, at the next council meeting, we're going to need to put forward a resolution that does authorize those grant awards before we can legally issue the payments, but that is well in the works.
I appreciate that, and I hope that it's true, because that's what Stephanie Daniels told me 2 weeks ago, that it would be on the agenda for today, and it has not been.
I can share that we have a draft resolution ready to go. It takes some work behind the scenes to get purchase orders all lined up. So we are taking the necessary administrative steps, and I can commit that we will do whatever needs to be done for it to be on the next agenda.
So there you have it, Ms. Hope. If it's not on the next agenda, I'm gonna walk it personally. So the administration have given a commitment, and I've talked with Corporation Counsel and, expressed the urgency of nonprofits being able to receive the money for the work they did. She's expressed the concern she just laid out on the record. I know it is just dealing with government is frustrating in general. But we're definitely going to make sure it's on for the next council meeting.
Thank you. And I have to just say this really quickly.
Your time is up. I'm sorry. It's been up.
Respond to him 2 seconds,
No.
because they engaged me.
Again,
Thank you for your time. Have a good evening.
next speaker, 5.75, Norma.
Hold on, Norma. I think she's here, Sean.
5.76 is duplication of 5.71. 5.77, Ben.
Good evening, council. Good evening, Jersey City residents. I'm here to speak on the Garfield project. I live 3 blocks away. I personally think this is a great project, and I think we should support it 100%. Council, I want to ask you, does anybody remember when Carteret went all the way down? All right. Do you think that was good? It's going to be even better. And what would be great is if, you're what, 38? Nah, you're not. So what I think would be even better than Carteret extended across Garfield would it be if we did it with union labor and Jersey City residents. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. And our last speaker, 5.78, Sam.
Good evening, Council President, friends and members of council. Samuel Conaway, 92 Cherry Street, speaking tonight on behalf of the Union Carpenters of Local 253 and the Hudson County Building Trades in support of the Canal Crossings project. As a Black man, a Jersey City resident, and someone who volunteers and stays actively involved in his community, I want to speak plainly tonight. I haven't worked in my own city in 4 years. Sometimes we talk about development, affordability, labor, equality, and the message gets lost in technical language. We start using numbers, percentages, policy terms, and the people we're really talking about get left out. To me, equality means the city investing in its own people. It means making sure the people who live here, pay taxes here, raise families here, and care about the city are not left on the outside looking in. The investment is long overdue. I think it's a shame that over the last several years, many qualified people who live in the city and contribute to the city have not had the opportunity to work on projects right here in Jersey City. I don't want anyone to misunderstand what Jersey City Union Carpenters are all saying. We're not asking for special treatment. We're not saying we deserve more just because we carry a union card or wave a union flag, and we're not saying we're better than anyone else. What we're saying is simple. Our members pay taxes, our contractors follow the law, our workers live in the community. On a union project, there's no underground economy. Workers are paid properly, benefits are provided, safety and labor standards are followed. Affordability should absolutely be the #1 priority. Jersey City needs affordable housing, and the people in the city deserve it. But right behind affordability should be opportunity, the real opportunity for working class men and women who do the right thing the right way. I'm tired of hearing projects don't pencil out simply because workers have healthcare benefits and fair wages. This should not be viewed as a burden. This should be viewed as the standard. Working people having healthcare should not be a reason a project becomes a problem. Workers being paid fairly should not be treated as an obstacle. And following laws should not make responsible contractors less competitive. The Canal Crossing project makes sense. It provides affordability to the city. It supports the goals the administrators have spoken about. It creates opportunity for local working people. And most importantly, it helps keep a promise to the community. So tonight, I ask the council to look at the full picture, not just the numbers on the paper, but the people behind those numbers. If public support, public land, public trust, and public approval is involved, then the public should benefit. And this includes the working men and women who live here, pay taxes here, raise families here, and deserve a fair chance to help build the city they call home. I respectfully ask the council to support Canal Crossing project. Thank you.
Okay, that will conclude our public speaking portion of the meeting. All right, council members, on to our petitions and communications. Any questions or comments on items 6.1 through 6.51? None. There are no officer communications. Any questions or comments on report of directors 8.1 through 8.10? Right on to our claims. Council members are going to be taking a vote on our claims. Councilperson Brooks.
Aye.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore. Councilperson Singh.
Aye.
Councilperson Griffin.
Yay.
Councilperson Navarro.
Aye.
And Council President Ridley.
Aye.
Claims are approved unanimously 9-0. On to our resolutions. Before we get to our resolutions, I just want to confirm with the BEA's office that we are withdrawing item 10.12.
Yes, that is correct.
Thank you. Okay, council members, with that being said, I'm going to take in a vote on items 10.1 through 10.14, with the exception of 10.12, which was withdrawn, and 10.5 and 6, which were approved earlier. Councilperson Brooks.
Helps if I turn my microphone on. I just want to thank my colleagues, Councilman Efros and Councilwoman Singh, for bringing forward the resolution in support of the CIR union contract fight, and I'm proud to vote aye on all.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye on all.
Councilperson Efros.
I'll be voting aye on all. Just on item 10.2, for folks who noticed that Citizens Bank, which finances Geo Group, private prison company, is part of this cash management plan. That is reflective of the fact that we've had money in Citizens Bank, and Councilman Brooks and I put forward a late item resolution at the very end of this agenda that will address some of what we are doing about that and what the city's already done about that. So just want to make that note now. And again, appreciate the residents of CIR SCIU for coming. Really proud to support them in their contract campaign. Vote aye on all.
Thank you, Councilperson Little.
Aye on all.
Councilperson Gilmore. Councilperson Singh.
Aye on all, and I want to congratulate and thank you, Councilman Afroz and your team for the resolution for spare. Thank you.
Councilperson Griffin.
Aye.
Councilperson Lavaro.
On item 10.2, for the record, one of my United Way of Hudson County board members, an executive at Provident Bank, which is a designated depository in this cash management plan. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm recusing myself from that vote and will, and I recuse myself from that vote. And I vote aye on all the rest.
I missed some of what you said. So are you, you're not voting on what item?
Abstaining on 10.2.
10.2. And aye on all the rest, correct?
Yes.
Council President Ridley.
Aye.
Okay, item 10.1 is approved unanimously 9-0. Item 10.2 is approved 8-0-1 with Councilperson Lavaro abstaining. Items 10.3 through 10.11 are approved unanimously 9-0. And items 10.13 and 14 are approved unanimously 9-0. On to our next set of resolutions, items 10.15 through 10.24. Councilperson Brooks.
I vote aye on all. On 10.22, I know there was some discussion about, actually quite a bit of discussion about the motorcycles. I see traffic enforcement as part of a total approach to safe streets. I urge public safety to educate and warn before issuing summonses, except in the most dangerous situations. And, you know, I've had that same experience where I've been driving too slow and been passed on a 2-lane road. And, you know, we need to do something about unsafe driving like that. So I vote aye on all.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye on all as well. And just on the motorcycles, it's being used, forfeiture money. No additional city money is being used to purchase these. I agree with Councilman Brooks that they'll go to traffic safety and much needed enforcement.
Councilperson Efros.
Echoing some sentiments just there on 10.22. Also on the contracts listed here, which I believe are 10.15 through 17 or 18, were all contracts backdated. We talked in caucus. I appreciate that administration is working to try and make sure this does not happen going forward. If we can prevent any more contracts from being backdated at this point, that would be really, really helpful. We should not be entering into services unauthorized for this for this vote, especially because it sounds like we need a lot of IT and data support to make sure that we are not entering into services unauthorized. And these are IT contracts. I'll be voting aye on all these here, but just want to make that reiterated. So thanks for the support and aye on all.
Councilperson Little.
Aye on all.
Councilperson Gilmore. Councilperson Singh.
Aye on all.
Councilperson Griffin.
Yes, real quick on item 1024. I want to give a shout out to Newark, Mayor Raz Baraka, for allowing us to move more diligently when it comes to solving crimes of gun violence by using their ballistics lab. That's going to be a game changer here in Jersey City, especially on the south side of the city. So I'm going to vote aye on all.
Councilperson LeVaro.
Just to clarify my statement on 10.2, I recused myself at the caucus when I stepped out during the discussion on that, and I abstained on this vote. To the items on the agenda, to Councilman Efros's point, I've generally voted no on all of these contracts that are late in coming to the council. And we've got a couple that are pretty egregious, 10.16, 10.19, which are start dates in January of 2026. And I also, in the previous vote, 10.14, there was a claim. I've also voted against those claims as well. I appreciate the work that the administration's done here. So, and I can see with the grant receivables and other things like that, that there's real work being done to address these practices, and credit to the administration and business administrator's office, the finance office, and financial officers around that for that work. And I also see these grant receivable balances getting cleaned up. So out of good faith and recognize that, I'm going to vote aye on all. And we'll keep my faith in the administration to be able to continue making those changes. I vote aye on all.
Council President Ridley.
Aye.
Items 10.15 through 10.24 are approved unanimously, 9-0.
I'm sorry, just one more statement, if I may, just for the record, to the BA's office on the, it's 10.19. I'm looking at it right. 10.19, it's like proprietary software. I would just ask that the administration, among all the things that you're doing at this point, but it's proprietary software, so we can examine that stuff. It's we don't. I wonder whether we're getting the best bang for our buck when these proprietary software comes around. Support services for that.
Good.
Yep, I'm good.
Okay. Next set of resolutions, we're going to do something a little different. Instead of voting on the from 25 to 35, what we're going to do is take a vote on items 10.25 to 28 and 10.32 through 10.35. And I'll explain why we're doing that. It's because 10.29, 30, and 31, Councilperson Little is going to recuse herself from those votes. So let's start with 10.25 through 10.28 and 10.30 through 10.35. Councilperson Brooks.
Aye on all.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Little.
Aye, and thank you, Sean.
Of course. Councilperson Gilmore. Councilperson Singh.
Aye on all.
Councilperson Griffin.
Aye.
Councilperson LeVaro.
Aye.
And Council President Ridley.
Aye.
Items 10.25 through 10.28 are approved unanimously, 9-0. Items 10.32 through 10.35 are approved, 9-0. Councilperson Little, you may recuse yourself.
That's what I should have done.
All right. Door is closed. Okay, so, right, council members, on the balance of those resolutions, 10.29 through 10.31, Councilperson Brooks.
I vote aye and applaud Councilwoman Little on her ethical recusal. I could have worded that better. Aye and all.
Councilperson Zupa.
Aye.
Councilperson Efros.
Aye.
Councilperson Gilmore. Councilperson Singh.
Aye for all.
Councilperson Griffin.
Aye.
Councilperson LeVaro.
Aye.
And Council President Ridley.
Aye.
Items 10.29 through 10.31 are approved 8-0. If anyone can text Councilperson Little back
We texted her.
in, actually, I'll text her.
We did.
Oh, okay.
Lena. Still hear us.
So 10.29, 10.30, 8-0, 10.31, 8-0.
Motion?
No,
Sorry, I thought we were, sorry.
I'll ask for it. Nice try, though. Okay, before we move on to our next set of resolutions, just to confirm with the business administrator that we are withdrawing 10.36.
That is correct.
Thank you so much.
It's the phone.
Somebody wants to hear my echo. Okay.
Councilman Brooke is in good today.
All right, council members, with that being said, 10.36 is withdrawn. Be taking a vote on items 10.37 through the balance of our resolutions 10.48.
Sean? I
Oh,
just,
sorry.
no problem. I'd just like to take a brief moment to remind the council on item 1046. That is an emergency resolution waiving the 20-day enactment period for the ordinance that was passed on second reading this evening. That requires a 2/3 vote to pass under our code of procedure.
Which equates to 6. So we want to make sure at least we have 6 votes. All right, council members. So items 10.37 through 10.48, Councilperson Brooks.
I want to thank the administration and the clerk's office for the late addition of item 10.48. And above and beyond that, I want to thank the administration for their fast action to divest from Citizens Bank. This is a financial institution that has $229 billion in assets. And, it might feel like there's, as an to fight against the deportation machine, the for-profit deportation machine that is operating mere miles away from here at Elizabeth Detention Center, operated by Core Civic Group, and Delaney Hall, which is operated by the Geo Group, both of whom are financed by Citizens Bank. There are people in this room here on the dais and in the audience, and I'm sure people that are watching that have been to Delaney Hall to put their bodies on the line to try to stop or slow down this inhumane system. I'm proud that our city is taking a stand to fight back. So again, thank you to the administration for the late addition. I sent this resolution at 1 p.m. It's quite late. So thank you for working with us, and I vote aye on all. Thank you.
Councilperson Zupa.
Question for the law department. Sarah, did we confirm for 1044 whether that law firm also provides services actively for JCRA?
Councilman, that's on me. She did send a notice to us, but I was unable to forward it to you today. They do work for both firms. However, both entities, the city and the JCRA. However, the law department does have several measures in place to prevent any conflicts of interest. There's nothing legally preventing him from doing that, but I'll let her kind of take over exactly how those measures are going to prevent any conflicts or potential conflicts.
Thanks, Peter. I can forward you, Councilman, the response that I circulated earlier this morning, but I've spoken with Dilworth. They do serve primarily as redevelopment counsel for the JCRA, and it is within that capacity that they serve a very limited function as bond counsel. So they are not the JCRA's primary bond counsel. What they do is they handle the issuance of redevelopment bonds or RABs in connection with redevelopment deals that they're representing the JCRA on. So we don't think that there's any actual adversity or significant risk of adversity in them representing the city as bond counsel, but we have further asked them to explain to us what their procedures will be. They have committed to, on an ongoing basis, auditing for conflicts with every new assignment from JCRA. They will assess whether it will pose a conflict for their representation of the city. They have committed that if a conflict does arise in the future, they will decline to represent the JCRA on that matter. And so their primary representation loyalty will be to the city.
Thank you. Okay, with that, I just renew my call to the administration to do a comprehensive audit of all the vehicles that are registered by the city, not just what department they are, but who is, which individual employee is driving that particular vehicle. I vote aye on the rest, though.
So I miss what you're,
Aye on all.
aye on all. Okay. Councilperson Efros.
As my colleague Councilman Brooks said, just a lot of appreciation for fast action from administration, from the mayor's office, the PA to law department and finance department for making sure that we could divest today, starting today from Citizens Bank, and to be able to get item 10.48 on as a late item. We have, obviously just proximate connection to Delaney Hall, which is in Newark. But also these are Jersey City families who are being detained there. And we've had just countless hours of tireless work from advocates who have been supporting those families, people who have been protesting to demand the recognition of the hunger and labor strike that is going on inside of Delaney Hall. And so this is, I think, really the least we can do as a city is to make sure that we are not financially complicit with the financing of that center. So really, really proud of our council and our entire city for moving this forward, for divesting. And I appreciate my colleagues in supporting this, and Councilman Brooks for making sure this resolution got forward once we caught it. So proud of us today. This is a small step in the fight to de-ice Citizens Bank and to free them all, but vote aye on all.
Councilperson Little.
Going to vote aye on all. I want to remark on 10.47. I'm happy that the city is using an RFP to avoid any possible conflicts. However, I would like to strongly urge that a condition in the RFP be that no personally identifiable information is retained. We were told but in the presentation we had at caucus that the technology that the city had been considering would blur and or not retain any PII. And I feel that's really important. It should be capturing essentially the plates, the parking, and blurring faces, blurring any other personally identifiable information. And so I would strongly urge on the record that the city make that a condition in the RFP so that we are only considering contracts that will, similarly protect the safety of our residents. That being said, I do think, we saw this technology work very well in Hoboken. The Washington Street bike lane used to constantly have cars parked in it. And when they implemented this, it all of a sudden, nearly overnight, did not. So I think from a traffic safety standpoint, from preventing cars parking in bike lanes, from preventing cars parking too close to the intersection, to obstruct the line of sight and create dangerous situations where cars can't see pedestrians and vice versa. I think this has the potential to be a really good thing, but I do want to make sure that we are taking privacy concerns very seriously, and I hope we can include that in the RFP. And then on 10.48, I wanted to thank my colleagues, Councilman Brooks and Efros, for introducing this so quickly. I fully share your concerns with Citizens Bank, and I was proud to stand alongside you at Delaney Hall. So aye for all. Thank you.
Councilperson Gilmore. Councilperson Singh.
Aye for all.
Councilperson Griffin.
I just want to say, I want to thank Jake and, Councilman Efros and Councilman Brooks for pushing this forward. When you talk about Delaney Hall, let's just talk about the past year and a half. We have a congresswoman who's facing 20 years. We have a mayor who was arrested. We have women being abducted and having miscarriages in Delaney Hall. And we're talking about people eating rotten food or being served rotten food and food with worms in it. And so, you know, and not to mention the fact that we are a sanctuary city. So to divest in Citizens Bank, I think is the right thing to do. It's the moral thing to do, and you know, there's more work to be done. I vote aye on all.
Councilperson Navarro.
Yeah, I abstained on 10.2, but for other reasons, and I'm glad I can vote on 10.48. And I thank my colleagues, Councilman Efros, Councilman Brooks, for bringing this to the council. Yeah, Jersey City should not be in any way supporting organizations, institutions that are financing the incarceration and illegal profit-making machine that's threatening our neighbors and our immigrant communities here in Jersey City. It's against everything we stand for. And what else is there on this? I vote aye on all.
So President Ridley.
I vote aye for all, and kudos to my council colleagues, Councilman Efros, Councilman Brooks, on 1048.
Excuse me, motion.
Items 10.37 through 10.48 are approved unanimously, 9-0. May I have a motion to adjourn at
Mr. Clerk.
9:55?
Oh,
Now it's 56 p.m. because you guys are saying it before I ask it. And I'll give the
Sean.
motion to Councilperson Griffin, seconded by Councilperson Singh.
30 by Gillian. Pete would like
On
to
the
say something.
Let him close.
Oh, I forgot. You know what
It's
it
been a
is?
late night. It's been a late night, Sean. I apologize.
Oh, Peter, my bad. I didn't
Yeah,
even
Pete,
see you
yeah.
over there.
All good. Before we conclude, I just want to read a quick statement by the mayor regarding 1048 and his position on it. So the mayor is stating that Citizens Bank has made a choice to finance the caging of human beings for profit. Jersey City is making a choice too. We will not be complicit, and we've already begun process of pulling city funds. As long as the institutions continue to bankroll the private prison industry and the suffering it depends upon, we will use every tool at our disposal to ensure Jersey City taxpayers are not financing the abuse of our neighbors. I appreciate the advocacy that council members Efros and Brooks on this critical issue and continue to work the council and these issues going forward.
Okay. All right, so no shouting out, please. No shouting out. Motion to adjourn at 9:57 p.m. is going to Councilperson Griffin, seconded by Councilperson Singh. On the motion to adjourn at 9:57, all council members present by acclamation, please say aye. We are out of here at 9:57 p.m. Thank you so much, everyone in attendance and everyone watching at home. Remember, teamwork makes the dream work. Have a great rest of the night. Stay safe.
Man, they got him by.
Donald?
Like that.
Thanks,